Senior High School. I'm Frankie Castile. We are so glad to be with you on a windy, cool night here at Poplar Bluff Senior High School. The good news is the rain is all moving out, and now it is just going to be a blustery, windy evening here as we get started to bring you Poplar Bluff Mules football. And coming up here tonight, the Mules will take on the Kennett. A really good game coming your way tonight. We'll see what the Mules are able to do against a team out of Kennett, which, oh, by the way, just outside the top 10 in the state rankings. They are 6-1. Their only loss this year has came against New Madrid, and we're going to have a lot more on that coming your way as we make our way through this broadcast. Once again, we are live here in Poplar Bluff. We are on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the radio on 93.3 FM, 9:30 AM, KWOC. And you can hear that wind in the background. It is howling here tonight. As a matter of fact, let us put this in terms. When we got here earlier today, which Tim and I got here right about 3:35 or so, it was about 75 degrees. Well, right now, we are sitting a strong northwest wind. It is blowing at 17 miles an hour. The wind gust, by the way, is up to 27 miles an hour, and that is what we're going to be seeing all night long. We're going to be checking our social media throughout the night. Eric is tuning in. Good afternoon or good evening, Eric. Also, Paul tuning in. Let's go Mules. And Walter says the exact same thing. We're going to have ourselves a great time tonight. It is already week 8 in high school football. Now, we do know, just coming on the air and getting a little bit of a scouting report, we now know there are a few players on the Kennett side that is not going to be dressing here tonight. They're going to be out. Quadre Sanders, a senior, is not going to play here tonight. Also, Harley Hamlet, he is also going to be out tonight. One of their big offensive weapons, number 23, Tanner Duncan, he is also out tonight. And their kicker as well, he does all the extra points. Jose Flores is also going to be out tonight as well. We're not exactly sure on the injuries as to what's going on there, but we now know those individuals are not going to be playing here tonight against Poplar Bluff. So can the Mules defense withstand everything that Kennett is going to throw at us? That's going to be the debate here tonight. Last year, looking at the game last year when the Mules took on the Kennett Indians, Kennett, they quite frankly ran all over Poplar Bluff. First play of the game, Jordan Jarrett goes 75 yards on the opening play to set the tone early for the ball game. He would also score 2 more times in the first quarter, all runs. Opened the game up on a 75-yard run, and then later on, about 4 minutes later, he added about a 14-yard run, and then just before the quarter came to an end, he would add 7 more yards. Altogether, you look at Jordan Jarrett. You ready for this stat from last year? 20 carries, 251 yards of offense on the ground just by one player last season, and his name is Jordan Jarrett. And, of course, that is a guy that we're going to be watching out for tonight all ball game long. Now, he has been hurt. I know back in the New Madrid game, he played a little bit. He did get injured the week before, so we'll see coming up tonight if he is bothered by any kind of injuries. You look at the overall offense a year ago, Kennett on the ground, 259 yards of offense on the ground, 114 yards of passing through the air. That is the type that we're going to be watching out for tonight. If the Mules are able to withstand the running game by Kennett, even though a lot of their guys are going to be hurt, they're missing several key starters. Jordan Jarrett is one of those guys, if you don't block him out, you don't make the tackles, he will do his best to make you pay. And that is something that we're going to be watching out for here tonight. On the Kennett side, looking over at the Mules side, the Mules last week going against Cape Central, it took us a while to get going. I know in the game all the way through the first 2.5 quarters, it was a 6-6 ball game. And then later on, that's when Atari Amos was able to come in on his first carry and go 63 yards for the touchdown, kind of opening up a lot of things for the Mules. Cannon Carr, by his measures, did not have his best game. That's what he told me after the game last week. He wants to rectify that here tonight, and he wants to be able to do a lot better. He wants his team to do a lot better as well, and that's what we're going to be watching out for. What we are going to do is we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to come right back, and we're going to get you to our national anthem. We've got your keys to victory, and kickoff is coming up in about 13 minutes. You're listening to Mules Football on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Christian Automotive and Tire. Quality name brand tires that you know and trust. They also have ASC certified mechanics that have the training, tools, and knowledge to fix your vehicle right the first time. Business 67 South in Poplar Bluff.
Some things have changed since 1952. We changed our name, expanded our territory, and added branches in the communities we serve. But the most important thing remains the same. We treat our members like family. Experience the credit union difference. Ozark Federal Credit Union. Membership eligibility required, insured by NCUA.
All right, welcome back now to Poplar Bluff as we get set for Mules football here on the radio and on YouTube and on Facebook. So real quickly, if you're tuning in on social media tonight, let us know where you're watching from and what team you are pulling for here tonight. We know there's going to be some folks from Kennett tuning in. We welcome those as well. And of course, all of our loyal Mules fans all across the country, not just in Poplar Bluff. We've got so many fans who tune in from all across. So if you're watching from anywhere else other than Poplar Bluff, let us know where you are watching here tonight. We want to know where you are and who you're rooting for on this very windy Friday night in high school football. For the first time all season, it actually feels a lot like fall. I know here the last few games, it has been rather muggy, rather humid outside, but tonight, it's got a much different feel. Now, I know you hear the wind blowing in the background. Tim and I are very fortunate. We're actually side by side tonight inside the press box. A big shout out, of course, to Kent Keith, our Mules athletic director, for taking care of us and making sure that we are all set up and ready to go for this contest. We're going to have the Show Me Marching Band coming on here in just a few moments, and then we will bring you our national anthem live, as well as kickoff is just around the corner as the Mules get set to take on the Kennett Indians. It is week 8 already here in high school football. That just means 2 more games, or 1 more game after tonight. And we're going to talk about the districts a lot coming up here later on, because tonight's ball game, there are 2 games that we are watching. Number 1, it is our game, obviously, for obvious reasons. But the other game is up the road on Interstate 55 between Seckman and Fox. Those two are going to meet up here tonight as well. And all that means for the Mules is they've got to win here tonight. If they want to get a number 2 seed, they're going to have to win this ball game. And then on the other side, if Fox is able to get a victory coming up against Seckman, there is a good opportunity there. I think the Mules will wake up tomorrow morning and be the number 2 seed in the district. And then from that point forward, it will just come down to next week against the Hillsboro Hawks right here in Poplar Bluff. So want to go right to all of our comments here on social media. So many folks now are tuning in live. Stacy Rommel tuning in from Poplar Bluff. She says, go Mules. Good evening to David Hadley tuning in. Also, Erica Sexton, she is with us here tonight. Mindy Wilson, she is also tuning in as well. Glad to have everybody alongside. And Kathleen Patillo, love to have her aboard. That is, of course, assistant coach is Patillo's wife. Love having her aboard here tonight as well. We're going to go down field side here momentarily as we are watching the Show Me Marching Band walk their way out toward midfield. We're going to see the junior ROTC come out as well, and they'll do the presenting of the colors, and then they will bring you our national anthem. Now, as far as our mic goes right here in the booth, we're going to have it on tonight, but I will tell you, there is a lot of wind, so if you hear the wind dominating the mic, we apologize ahead of time. We are going to do our best to make sure that the wind is not much of an issue up here, but just keep that in mind as we make our way throughout this broadcast. The ROTC is gearing up. The officials here tonight, they are also gearing up. It is 61 degrees here in Poplar Bluff, and by the time this game wraps up, we're going to be in the lower to mid-50s with these winds still staying with us pretty much all ball game. By the way, the winds are not anticipated to subside until later on after midnight. So right now, let's go down field side as we watch the Show Me Marching Band. They will do the presenting of the colors and then our national anthem. We are live in Poplar Bluff. Outstanding job by the Show Me Marching Band with tonight's national anthem. And we are now moments away from the opening kickoff here tonight between Poplar Bluff and the Kennett Indians. By the way, coming up tonight here live in the first half, as a matter of fact, as soon as we get ready for the opening possession, we are going to do our Mules trivia tonight. We've got ourselves quite a couple of good questions here tonight. Coming up, we're going to give you a chance to win a couple of giveaways here in the first half and in the second half. Let us know if you enjoy our Mules trivia. Want to hear from you on our social media feed. And good evening to Lee Wallace, who is tuning in from Evansville, Indiana. There was another individual that was also tuning in Milwaukee. Mr. Kenny Schalk is tuning in from Milwaukee as well. By the way, Ryan Maddox also tuning in, a big winner last week, as well as Erica Sexton, both picking up our giveaways last week during Mules Trivia. By the way, real quickly, tomorrow, good luck. Give a big shout out to our Lady Mules softball program. They are in the semifinals. They will continue their ball game coming up tomorrow. It was suspended due to rain. It was 0-0 in the second inning before the rain got suspended due to storms. So they are expected to restart that ball game tomorrow. And the winner, by the way, is going to move on in the championship game and take on Notre Dame, who beat Jackson. So we'll wait and see how that turns out. But the best of luck to our Lady Mules softball team as they get ready for tomorrow afternoon. Brandy is tuning in all the way from Atlanta. How are things going down in Georgia, Miss Brandy? And of course, a lot of folks already chiming in on the manager move at St. Louis. I'm not going to lie to you. I actually this week did district softball. My daughter, she plays for the Twin Rivers Lady Royals, and we had district softball all week, so I really didn't watch a whole lot of any kind of baseball news. We watched the Mules coming out here tonight. Chris Matlock, Cannon Carr holding Old Glory, and Garrett Laslier holding the Mules flag. They do this every week. We love seeing this at home as Cannon Carr, Chris Matlock bringing in Old Glory, and then, of course, Garrett Laslier. He'll hand the Mules flag to our student section. Lots of Mules fans tuning in here tonight. Erica tuning in from Kansas City. Janice Devine is tuning in. Glad to have you alongside. Ron Withrow. If I know Ron like I think I do, he's probably got a Snickers bar in one hand, rooting for the Mules all the way. He likes to call in. We love hearing from Ron every weekday morning. He's a good friend of mine. Love having him alongside. Lots of ball games going on tonight as well. We told you about the two that we're going to be paying attention to, and that's going to be ours, and we're also going to pay attention to the other game up north between Seckman and Fox. That game in itself could honestly dictate our future when it comes to district seedings. If Seckman is able to get a loss coming up tonight and the Mules are able to win, then that just quite simply means we may be in a position to be a number 2 seed. That's what that means. Mo Narco is tuning in. Go Kaysen King and Amari White. You betcha. And you can hear the student section in the background. So we'll see if the student section is able to bring the noise here tonight as we get ready to bring you Mules football. We're going to see the captains coming out here momentarily between Poplar Bluff and Kennett. You look at the Indians, a new head coach this year, Andrew Webster. He is 6-1 in his first season. And the captains coming out tonight, number 5, Jordan Jarrett for the Indians. Number 11, Tanner Pierce, also out there. Number 54, Aiden Tidd. And number 58, Blake Raspberry. Those are the captains here tonight for the Kennett Indians, wearing their all-white jerseys with the black and gold trim and the black and gold helmets. Also out there, Dalton Gatewood for the Mules. He wears number 8. Also, Nicholas Palma's out there with the Mules. Trying to see some of the other folks out there. Caleb Hosler is also out there, number 54. And I can't see that 4th starter as too many bodies are in the way. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Erica says her older brother, David Wisdom, he is tuning in from Kansas City. So tonight we will see what the Mules are going to be able to do with a very tough team. If the Mules win the toss as the coin is in the air, looks like Kennett has won the toss and looks like they may be deferring to the second half. We will see. Mules may get the possession to begin with. So we are about ready for the opening kick here in week number 8. Devin Gatewood was the other starter or the other captain for the Mules. So, like we thought, Kennett, they have elected to defer, and the Mules are going to get the ball to begin with here on this very windy Friday night as we get ready to bring you high school football. The window here in the studio, it is closed up, and that is because the winds right now. We have, let's see here, let's look at the overall winds right now before we get started here tonight. Game time temperature, the official temp here tonight, 59 degrees. We've got a northwest wind, 18 miles an hour. The wind gusts are going to be about 26 miles an hour, and those winds are going to stay with us pretty much all ball game. So we will see Kennett will begin going from right to left as the Mules get ready to kick off our keys to victory. It's all being brought to you by Air Solutions in Poplar Bluff. And, of course, our keys to victory tonight for the Mules. We've got to be able to control the tempo on the ground. We know Jordan Jarrett on offense. He is going to run the football. The Mules have got to be able to stop the run. Mules have got to get off to a better start here tonight. And then overall, they've got to control the clock here tonight. If the Mules can do those things, then I believe the Mules are going to be in prime shape to come in here and get a victory at home. Devin Gatewood is back to return. Also back to return, Amari White, number 22 for the Mules. So here we go. Let's hear you if you're watching us on social media. Let us know, Mules fans, as the Mules get ready to come out. Blake Raspberry is going to do the kicking tonight, and here we go as Raspberry kicks it and Devin Gatewood picks it up at the 15-yard line, and he'll be tackled right about the 35-yard line, and that is where the Mules are going to begin their first set of plays here on offense. So good kick by Blake Raspberry, goes 45 yards. And then, of course, for the Mules, Devin Gatewood is able to run it back out across the 30, and that's where the Mules will set up shop to begin this football game. A 20-yard return on the 35-yard line. Cannon Carr now comes up under count there, hands it off to, good stop by the defensive line right off the bat. Atari Amos is not going to get much on his first carry on the night. Matter of fact, I believe he lost a yard. He did, and that's going to bring up second down and 11. So second down and 11. We'll get you to some other games going on here tonight besides the other two games that we are looking at. Cannon Carr now has an empty backfield. Now puts a man in motion. This time he's going to throw a short pass outside, and it's going to be good, and there's a flag that comes in. Jacob Ballard makes the catch, but we get a flag that came in toward the end of the play.
Penalty on the play.
So now it was a gain of about 12, but we're going to see what the actual penalty is going to be against. Believe it's going to hold against the Mules. It is. So just like that, that will negate the play from a moment ago. So a hold call against Poplar Bluff on the 34-yard line. And that's going to back them up 3 yards. So a holding call. And it's going to be on the 31-yard line. So now we're going to do that play again. It'll bring up second down and 14. Once again, Cannon Carr quickly outside to Jacob Ballard, and it's going to be a loss of a yard. The defense here for the Kennett Indians, they are ready. And another loss of a yard there. So now the Mules, interesting, third down and 15. Mules entering this ball game. You look at the overall third down conversion ratio, the Mules at 55%, opponents 34%. Last week, they did not do well on third down conversions. There's a long pass, got Nick Brummett open. Brummett makes a man miss. Brummett is inside the 10 and touchdown. That is how you win ball games. What a hit toward the end of the play by Jacob Ballard. And just like that, that one goes the distance, and Nick Brummett in company for the Mules score on the opening drive. It goes 70 yards, and the Mules now lead at 6-0. That's where we require the booms to come in. A lot of fans liking the way that we're doing our booms. That Chandler Beaton coming in for the extra point. It was kicked basically into the ground, no good. So the Mules now lead at 6-0 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mules going 70 yards on the opening drive. A big 3rd down and 15. And the Mules able to take advantage on the defense there and able to score a 70-yard touchdown for Nick Brummett. It is his 4th touchdown pass catch on the year, and it's his longest reception as well of 70 yards. So tonight, Mules out in front, 6-0. And, of course, for the Mules, we will see now the defense coming out. And for the Mules, as Chandler Beaton misses the extra point, it is 6-0 Mules. And now, after this kick, we will do our first round of Mules trivia coming up. Jordan Jarrett is back to return, but they kick it away from him. It'll be taken instead. Oh, good job by Chris Matlock. And now we're going to get a penalty coming in as Mikael McFarland comes in on the tackle. It was Daniel Boatman they kicked it to, and then the flag comes in right at the very end of that play. It's going to be a face mask against the Mules. So it's going to move them up even more now. After Beaton pinned them back deep, then the face mask call came in. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. So just like that now, the Indians are going to come up with their first play from scrimmage, and they're going to hand it off to the first man through. And that's going to be a big gain by the Indians. It was not Jordan Jarrett, though. Hayden Higgins is going to wind up with a big gain by Higgins. So now Higgins gets out 10 yards on that first run. So now Higgins, after the first run, another run play. This one goes to Jordan Jarrett. And Jordan Jarrett is going to get quite a few yards on first down. He's going to be near the marker. We'll see if they get, it's going to be a 9-yard gain out to the 34-yard line. So Kennett wasting no time. It's 2nd down and 1 to go. Another handoff to Jordan Jarrett along the outside. Remember, 251 yards last year against Poplar Bluff. He scored on the opening carry. He went 75 yards. And he's out to the 38-yard line here with another Kennett first down. So now there's another run right up the gut. It's going to be a quarterback keeper this time. The quarterback keeper, Tanner Pierce, going to get out across the 40 to about the 42-yard line, so he gains about 4 yards. So the Indians now coming up 2nd down and about 6 to go with 8 minutes left in the first quarter of play. Mules scoring on their opening possession, wasting little time are the Indians on offense. They hand it back to Jordan Jarrett. And this time, Hunter Jenkins in on the tackle. Also Garrett Laslier as well. So Jordan Jarrett gets him out to about the 44-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4 to go. So now we'll see what the Mules can do with it here on a 3rd down coming up. And once again, it's going to take about 6 guys to bring him down. This time, Daniel Boatman is the ball carrier. And Boatman is going to get it across midfield down to the 47-yard line. Picks up 9 yards on 3rd down and about 4. So now once again, the Mules defense backed up on their own end. Another handoff to Jordan Jarrett this time. Mules, Garrett Lasley are in on the tackle. Logan Hyde as well. Also number 78 for the Mules, or make that 77 rather, Nicholas Palma, as he gains about a yard. So now Jordan Jarrett lines up on the left side of the quarterback. Now takes the handoff. Jordan Jarrett slips back upfield and gets across the 45 to about the 44-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long coming up. A 2-yard gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 to go. Kennett already here in the ball game. They've got 41 yards of offense so far. And the Indians are 1 for 1 on 3rd down conversions tonight. The opposition for the Mules allowing 34% on 3rd down conversions. There's a pass outside. It's going to be, oh, he was stopped, and he still may get the 1st down. Good job by Mikael McFarland, as Tanner Pierce somehow got it to Riley Spencer, and they're going to give him enough for a 1st down. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line. Got a 7-yard pickup, and there is a 1st down with 5:52 left to play in the 1st quarter. There's another handoff again. And once again, he runs right into a dog pile there as the Mules stand him up. Daniel Boatman, or make that number 22 rather. That's Hayden Higgins. Higgins gets up, and he's going to be near the 32-yard line. So picked up about 5 yards on that play. 2nd down and 5. The run game for the Indians so far, it is working. Jordan Jarrett, another 1st down coming up for the Indians. Same play as before. Logan Davis in on the tackle. Mules, the last couple of weeks, they have had some issues with the run game. They gained 6 yards on that one, and that's going to be another Kennett 1st down. So once again, quarterback looking downfield, and somehow Pierce is able to get it right back to Spencer, and he's going to have it on the 24-yard line, at 25-yard line, or make that 1st and goal rather. So all the way down, rather, I said the 25, it's actually the 14. So it's 1st down coming up once again for the Indians. And this time, big hole opens up for the Indians, and that'll be a touchdown. Daniel Boatman runs it in for the score. So 4:16 left to go here in the 1st quarter of play, and the Indians are an extra point away for the tie. Now remember, their normal place kicker, Jose Flores, he is out tonight, so Kennett may wind up and go for 2 on this play. We'll see. It looks like, well, they're going to say, I guess Tanner Pierce, he is the punter for the Kennett Indians. He's going to come in and try the extra point. No, he's going to throw. He's got a man open, and it is good. The 2-point conversion. Hayden Higgins was wide open in the end zone. And now, just like that, they lead it by 2 points. So Hayden Higgins makes them pay, and now the Mules are down 8-6. Glennon Carr is tuning in from Kentucky. And, of course, tonight the Mules now down by 2 points. Mike is tuning in from Arizona. All right, let's do our first trivia question on the night. It is our first half trivia. What I want to know, who was the last Mules football player selected to the first team All-State? Was it Darius Sales, Jacob Slager, Lorenzo Daly, or Tony Webb? Give us your answer on social media. And if you are correct, you'll have a shot. We'll select a random winner coming up at halftime to win either, or I should say to win a Back the Blue t-shirt and a gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Mules Trivia brought to you by First Midwest Bank. Good kickoff by Raspberry. This one's going to be taken near the 10-yard line. Devin Gatewood, he's got some blocking out front, and he'll be tripped up near the 34-yard line. So the Mules will have it now. 1st and 10 coming up. So Devin Gatewood, they're going to mark him down right at the 34-yard line. A 29-yard return with 4:08 left here in the first. So give us your answers here tonight, and we will select a winner coming up at halftime to receive a Back to Blue shirt and a gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Darius Graham on the reversal is going to get out across the 40-yard line, and they'll say he stepped out near the 42-yard line, 42-43. So good job by the Mules trying to get that run game going. And it'll be an 8-yard pickup for the Mules. 2nd down and about 2. 2nd down and 2. Also make sure and share this feed for me. We want to reach as many people as possible. And we're going to get a whistle here. And it's going to be false start against the Mules. So a 2nd and 2 is now going to turn into a 2nd down and 7. Second penalty on the night for the Mules. To have a chance to win here tonight in our Mules Trivia presented by First Midwest Bank in the first half, make sure and share this post and like this post, as well as give us your answer. So now the Mules trailing by 2 with only 4:01 left here in the first quarter of play. It was 2nd down and 2. Now it's 2nd and 7. Cannon Carr, though, to throw. It's going to be incomplete. Had a man open. Devin Gatewood just couldn't come down with it. And that's going to bring up now another 3rd down for the Mules. Mules had it 3rd down and 15 the last possession. And they were able to go 70 yards on a touchdown pass by Cannon Carr. So here tonight, let's see what the Mules are going to be able to do with it here. Entering the ball game at 55% on 3rd downs. Last week, only 44%. Atari Amos is going to line up right beside Cannon Carr, coming out in a 4 wide out package, 3 to the near, 1 to the far. He's looking to the far side, and he was wide open, and it looks like Ballard lost his footing a little bit, and that's going to be incomplete pass by Cannon Carr. Now we're going to see the punt team coming in for the Mules. It's 4th down and about 7. Adam sharing us all the way in Lead Hill, Arkansas. Appreciate that, Adam, and glad to have you alongside tonight. Right now, Cape Central, no score in their ball game. New Madrid leading Sykeston right now, 6-0 in their ball game. Sean is back in our, the punt is blocked by the Indians. And they're going to have really good field position down to about the 21-yard line. So Garrett Laslier has his punt blocked. And Caleb Duncan winds up with the football on the 22-yard line. with 3:50 left here in the first quarter of play. Kennett now will have it on the 22-yard line of the Mules following that block punt. Now the Mules got to be careful here. Oh, the ball does come loose at the end of the play. Waiting for the official signal to come in. And I believe, yes, Kennett is going to wind up with the football. Boatman gets it about 2 yards before the ball popped out, and he was able to fall right on top of it. Thank you, Joshua, sharing us in Poplar Bluff, Dakota. Tuning in as well. And good job by Jacob Baller, also in on the tackle. It's going to be a third down coming up. Caleb Hosler, Logan Davis also. Inside the red zone now are the Indians. Just to the 19-yard line. So a third down and 7. We'll see if this is a 4-down territory scenario for the Kennett Indians. This time Pierce is back to throw. Good job by the Mules, and they were not going to let Jordan Jarrett go anywhere. Chris Matlock and Jacob Baller both in on the tackle. So Jordan Jarrett, if anything, he lost a couple of yards. He is backed up to the 21, and that's going to bring up a fourth down and about 9. So it's fourth down and 9 to go. So 2:20 left. And now we'll see what the Kennett Indians are going to do with it here on a fourth down. Looks like the rain has started again in Poplar Bluff. Tanner Pierce flushed outside the pocket. Now he throws toward the end zone, and it's blocked, or I should say knocked away by the Mules. Great coverage by the Mules secondary. Jacob Baller. Also Dalton Gatewood, it looks like, who actually knocked the ball away. That is a big turnover on downs with 1:58 left in the first quarter. Mules defense stepping up. That was a big time stop. I know Sean's back in the radio station right now running this ball game. We'll see if he can find us a score on that segment Fox ball game. I don't think it was canceled because of the weather. Atari Amos gets the carry, but he's not going to go anywhere. Atari Amos stopped in the backfield. So the run game didn't go anywhere, and he lost quite a bit of yards, about 5 yards on the carry. Second down and about 15 to go. So second down and 15, and we'll see. We'll see now what the Mules are able to do with it. So now the Mules back to throw again, and this one is incomplete, intended for Jacob Baller. So Baller unable to haul it in, and that's going to quickly now bring up a third down situation for the Mules. Third down and 15. It's third down and 15 to go. So now for the Mules, third down. Hard snap count here by Cannon Carr. He is back to pass. He's flushed outside the pocket. It's picked off. It is picked off by Boatman. Boatman is going to be taken down by Chris Matlock. And they're going to have it first and goal on the 10-yard line. Seckman right now leads at Fox 7-0 in the second quarter of play.
Go get it.
So an interception, the first turnover of the ball game, as Boatman is going to have it now on about the 10-yard line for a first and goal with 1 minute left in the first quarter of play. There is a run play designed right up the middle. Tanner Pierce, the quarterback, kept it this time. Pierce, see where they mark him down. Going to get a few yards on the 6. Second and goal now. So Kennett now with a golden opportunity to punch this one in as Cannon Carr gets his 6th interception of the season, throws his 6th interception. Jordan Jarrett now takes it up the middle, and he's going to be shy of the goal line. Good job by Garrett Laslier. Also Hunter Jenkins on the tackle. So it's going to be, I think, on the 2 or the 1. We'll see where they mark him down. They're going to mark him on the 2-yard line. So it's 3rd down and goal to go from about 2 yards out. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So we'll step away. Quick timeout. Mules trail 8-6, but the Indians are on the 2-yard line. It's 3rd and goal when we come back. You're listening to Mules football on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Do you feel that rush of adrenaline? That's the feeling of over 100 years of Poplar Bluff football excellence. Let's make some history.
And touchdown! So as we begin the second quarter of play, Mules right now find themselves down by 2 points. However, the Kennett Indians, they are moving and they're on the 2-yard line. It is 3rd and goal after the interception thrown by Cannon Carr, his 6th on the year. And now the Indians are 2 yards away from going up even more in this ball game. So the Mules had it with the turnover on downs and could not do anything with it. And then the block punt, and now Kennett is set up nicely on the 2-yard line. They switch sides, and Pierce this time is going to keep it himself, and this time he'll punch it in for the touchdown. So Pierce on the opening play in the second quarter of play, and now it is 14-6 in favor of the Indians. So now we'll see this time if Kennett is going to line up for the extra point. Tanner Pierce did the old trickery last time around. He's also the punter for the football team. They now lead by 8 points. There's the snap. The kick is down, and it is good. And just like that, they continue to add to their lead. Kennett now leads by a score of 15-6. Mules football proudly presented by First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair. Also being brought to you by Poplar Bluff Realty and Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers. Also being brought to you by the Ozark Federal Credit Union and Air Solutions in Poplar Bluff. As the Kennett Indians now move out in front, they lead by a score of 15-6. Right now, the Mules have 71 yards of offense. Meanwhile, Kennett, they've got 94 yards of offense. On the ground, Jordan Jarrett, only 28 yards here in the first half. Daniel Boatman, he's got a touchdown run and 26 yards. Through the air, Riley Spencer's got 19 yards. And that's where we sit right now, as it is a 15-6 ball game. And Tanner Pierce just added a touchdown a moment ago with his 2-yard run. So now this one is a kick on the ground. It's going to be bobbled a little bit by the Mules. Mules get some blocking out in front. Good job by Raspberry, the punter, taking him down. So Raspberry only about a 25-yard kick. And for the Mules, Calvin Anderson gets it back into Indian territory. It'll be 1st and 10. I think there may have been a flag on the play, though. Came in at the very end of the play. And this one looks to be against the Indians. No, it's going to be both against the Mules and the Indians. So they're going to offset. Mules will have a 16-yard run back, and it'll be 1st and 10, Poplar Bluff on the 49-yard line of the Kennett Indians. 11:46 now to go before halftime. Our trivia question in the first half brought to you by First Midwest Bank. Who was the last Mules football player selected to first team All-State? Darius Sales, Jacob Sliger, Lorenzo Daly, or Tony Webb? So there's a handoff. This one goes up the middle. Amari White's got a first down and then some. It is a First Choice Insurance Mules first down. So Amari White with a big run for the Mules. And he'll be just inside, or I should say down to about the 29-yard line. And that's a gain of 20 yards on first down. So that's the way you come back. When the Mules are down by 9, you get a big first down run. John Scott hopefully is going to be here at halftime. I haven't heard from him today, but I believe he'll make his way in before halftime. Amari White again busts through and nearly breaks away. Good job by Brooks Niggett, number 13, with a big touchdown save as Amari White did a good job getting inside the Christian Automotive and Tire red zone. He is down to the 19-yard line. It is a first down for the Mules, a First Choice Insurance Mules first down. Under 11 minutes now. Mules not wasting any time. Amari White lining up. This time it's going to be a quarterback keeper himself. He gets outside the 10, the 5, and touchdown. Cannon Carr comes back with a big touchdown run, his 7th on the year. You know what that means, Facebook? They're already coming in, Tim. That means the booms are coming in. So Cannon Carr goes 19 yards. And now the Mules make this a little bit closer. Now the Mules are going to line up, it appears, and go for 2 points. Trying to stay even with Kennett, even though they lead by 3. We'll see if the Mules are able to punch this one in. Cannon Carr, shotgun formation. We're going to get some flags in the backfield. There's the false start. So that might change things just a little bit. It is a false start. So it's going to be a false start against the Mules, and that's going to back them up. So now we'll see what the Mules can do with it here. Cannon Carr back to throws. Got a man wide open in the end zone. It is good. Darius Graham makes it a 15-14 game. We'll be back. You're listening to Mules Football on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
First Choice Insurance. Let their family protect your family. They provide insurance for home, auto, life, health, farm, and recreational vehicles. Call today for a free quote. 573-686-2870. First Choice Insurance. Our family protecting your family. Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions. 785-1500.
So the Mules now trail just by 1 point, as the Mules now, after a wide open Darius Graham in the end zone, after he is able to catch it in the back of the end zone, it is good, and just like that, the Mules now trail by a score of 15-14. We appreciate everybody tuning in here on the radio on 93.3 FM, 930 AM, KWOC, and we are streaming online at KWOC.com. It is right now 7-0 St. Clair over Cape Central as the Mules right now kick it off to about the 12-yard line. Big run up the middle by the Indians. And Boatman, good sportsmanship by both players that time. So good job by Boatman. He is a very quick individual. Gets a good run back. He is out across the 30-yard line to right about the 31 as the rain continues to fall here in Poplar Bluff. Just a windy, rainy night in Poplar Bluff. We are so glad to have you alongside. Our good friend Andrew Jefferson with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is tuning in tonight on Facebook and YouTube. Jordan Jarrett gets taken down by a host of Mules led by Jacob Baller. Got a Mules player down, slow to get up. Desmond Howell now gets up and has to hobble off. Hopefully he'll be okay. And it's a first down run by the Indians all the way out to about the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 18 yards. 15-14, Mules trail by 1. With about 10-12 left before halftime. So now Tanner Pierce back to throw. He's being chased outside the pocket. Now gets it away, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Jordan Jarrett. Was unable to hang on to it, so it's second down and 10 to go with 9:53 left before halftime. It's already week 8 here in Southeast Missouri. Going to go to our comments here on social media. Lots coming in. We're going to get to those in just a moment. 9:53 left. The Mules. Cannon Carr's got a touchdown. Nick Brummett a touchdown catch. Boatman now. A rare miss. The ball comes loose. And the Mules have recovered it. Mikhail McFarland knocked that ball loose, and Hunter Jenkins fell on top of it.
Number 9, Hunter Jenkins with the recovery.
So just like that, the Mules now, Poplar Bluff, they will have it now, 1st and 10 on the Kennett 42-yard line. So that will require the Mules now to have an opportunity to take the lead. That will require the booms to come in as the Mules now have a chance to take the lead on this drive. Carr, quick pass to the outside. It is connected this time. Nick Brummett is going to get it down to right about the 36-yard line. About a 6-yard catch. And that's going to bring up second down and about 4 to go. So now Poplar Bluff coming out, second down and 4 on the 36-yard line. Brummett already has a touchdown catch here today. Atari Amos is going to get just inside the 35-yard line, maybe to the 34. Nope, they're going to say 35, so only a yard gain. And that is a 3rd down and 3 coming up. 3rd down and 3 for Poplar Bluff with about 8:49 left here in the first half. The Mules are 33% on 3rd down conversion so far in this half. They are 1 out of 3. Boy, they could use a big gain right here. Carr, hard snap count, now gets it, hands it off to Amari White. White's got a first down and then some. Good stop by the Indians. Number 1, Davis, as Amari White gets the Mules a first choice insurance. Mules first down all the way to the 20-yard line. They needed 3 yards and they pick up 15. Amari White with some big runs. He's got 64 yards on the ground here in the first half. Carr and the Mules wearing their gray jerseys, maroon helmets, maroon numbers. Throws it up near the end zone for Brummett, who just dropped it. Good coverage by Davis. It was one-on-one, and Davis doing his job, not allowing Brummett to make that catch. Second down and 10 to go. Carr is 3 out of 8 on the night, 75 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So Mules have it second down and 10 to go. This time it's going to be a handoff, and this time the Indians were ready for it. Darius Graham, good stop by Marshall Rogers, number 7. And Darius Graham is going to lose about 7 yards. And that's going to bring up a third down and 17 to go. Mules just converted a moment ago, but now they're going to need to even convert more. New Madrid defeating Sykeston 28-0 at the end of 1 quarter. Last check, it was Seckman up over Fox 7-0 in that ball game. Cannon Carr back to throw. He's going to have to get rid of it. Now he does. He's got a man in the end zone. Touchdown! Jacob Beller was wide open. And the Mules have regained the lead. 27-yard touchdown by Cannon Carr. And the Mules have regained the lead. So now the Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers extra point attempt is coming up by Chandler Beaton. It is up and it is good this time.
Extra point is good. And the touchdown pass.
So the Mules have regained the lead. And now for the Mules, they lead it by a score of 22-15. Or 21-15. Yeah, 22-15 is the score. So now for the Mules, 21-15 is the score. Mules now lead by 6. So everybody's asking about John Scott. I'm assuming he's going to be here tonight. He better be here tonight. Good offensive call is correct by Kathleen Patillo. The Mules offensive team is doing their job here tonight. We told you in the pregame, we thought this might wind up and be a shootout, and so far that's exactly what is happening in the first half. Emily Joyner says, "Go Mules." Stacy Rommel likes what she sees so far. 7:02 left in the first quarter or make that first half. And now Chandler Beaton back to kick it off. It's going to be taken at the 10-yard line. Devin Gatewood does a good job of holding on. So just like that, a 50-yard kick by the Mules. Latrivian Thompson gets it out to about the 34-yard line. So a return of about 24 yards. So now the Mules lead it by 6. There's another big run up the middle. Lane Savat. Oh, the ball come loose. But they're going to say he was down by contact before Savat was able to come up with the football. Hayden Higgins, a big run on first down, gets it all the way to about the 48-yard line of the Mules, an 18-yard run. An 18-yard run by Kennett here to begin this drive. And now we've got flags coming out near midfield. Just looking at some of the numbers right now, Kennett with 132 yards of offense. False start by the Indians. Mules have 162 yards. The ground game has been a lot so far by the Indians. You look at some of these numbers. Jordan Jarrett, he's got 46 yards on the ground. Hayden Higgins, 33 yards. Daniel Boatman's got 26 yards. So first down and 15 all the way back on the Mules 40, or make that the Kennett 47-yard line. Tanner Pierce going to be a handoff to Jordan Jarrett. He's going to be tripped up near midfield. So Jarrett not going to get a whole lot that time. He'll get about 3 yards, bringing up second down and about 12. So right now, Seckman just scores another touchdown. They lead 13-0. Seckman taking on Fox here tonight. And we're going to get a whistle here and a timeout. Mules football proudly presented by First Choice Insurance. Also brought to you by Los Margaritas, Mayas, and Taco Taco. Christian Automotive and Tire. Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge. Also being brought to you by Briggs & Stratton, the Scott Law Group, LLC, and the Bank of Missouri. Let's go to our first Midwest Bank trivia question of the half. Who was the last Mules football player selected to first team All-State? Was it Darius Sales, Jacob Sliger, Lorenzo Daly, or Tony Webb? Submit your answers right now on social media. Make sure and share our live feed here tonight for your chance to pick up a Back to Blue t-shirt as well as a gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors right here in Poplar Bluff. So that is the question. All we need now is the answer. So the Indians taking a timeout that last go around with 5:32 left here before halftime. Second down and 12. Pierce is back to throw. He finds Jordan Jarrett along the outside. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Hunter Jenkins, also Ben Conclazier, Garrett Lasley are all in on the tackle. And they'll be near, maybe just a hair shy of the original line of scrimmage. Nope, now they're going to give it to him on the 48-yard line. So they'll gain 2 yards. And now we're back to a third down and 10. Third down and 10. Mules looking for a big stop here on third down. Kennett 3 out of 5 so far in this first half. He's going to throw to Jarrett again, and he's going to be shy of the first down marker this time, but not by much. Good job by Ben Conclazier and Logan Davis. And that was not Jarrett, that was J.T. Williams that time. So J.T. Williams is going to get it down to the 40, a gain of 8 yards, and they're going to go for it here on fourth down and 2. Tanner Pierce is going to be able to believe he got enough for the first down, and it will be enough for a first down. A quarterback keeper this time, and they're going to get it to the 38-yard line, just enough for a Kennett first down. 4:41 left before halftime. By the way, Kennett does get the football back when we get back to live action in the third quarter. So Kennett trying to make it a 2-for-1 here. Jordan Jarrett gets the handoff, and he's going to be pushed forward. Good job by Hunter Jenkins. Also in on the tackle is Dalton Gatewood, Markel McFarland, Nicholas Palma, all trying to take the big man down. Jordan Jarrett, there is a flag down on the play. So it's going to be a holding call against the Indians. Kennett averaging right about 348 yards a ball game, and he'll be back all the way on the 45-yard line. So it's a 7-yard penalty. It's going to bring up first down and 17. So now for the Mules, Tanner Pierce, he's back to throw. He has a lot of time, now gets rid of it, and somehow makes a great job. Jordan Jarrett standing there near the out-of-bounds line, still making a great catch. And he's going to get about 7 yards back to the original line. Are they going to say, oh, they're going to say incomplete. I thought for a moment that he had enough, but no, it's going to be incomplete. So second down and 17 at 3:54 is all that's left. Got to give a big shout out to my grandma Jackie tuning in tonight on the radio side of things. Big Mules fan. She's a big nail biter. Anytime we have a close ball game, she tells me after every game her nails are about gone. Pierce back to throw again, this time in the middle of the field, and great coverage by the Mules. Mikael McFarland comes in, swipes it away. It was intended to Jordan Jarrett. Mikael McFarland comes in, and great coverage by the Mules, knocks it down, and now it's going to bring up third down and 17. What a great play by Mikael McFarland to stop that before it become a touchdown run. Kennett 3 out of 5 on third down conversions. Both teams are sitting at 60%. Now the Mules bringing the blitz. Pierce trying to get away. This time he is sacked. Mules Logan Davis, Logan Height, Hunter Jenkins in on the tackle. They're going to give that sack to Logan Davis. And it'll be all the way back on the Kennett side as well, on the 46-yard line. A 9-yard loss. So now it's going to bring up fourth down and 26 with only 3:38 left. Now the Mules call a timeout. All of our timeouts are brought to you by Larry Hillis Dodge in Poplar Bluff. Oh, we've got ourselves a special guest joining us right now. We're going to get him on right now. I have had so many people ask. Folks on social media, they want to know where John Scott is. They want to know where he is. Well, John
right here,
Scott,
Frankie.
I'm glad to have you alongside, my friend.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, Frankie.
Where have you been, first off? I've gotten in so much trouble over the last 3 weeks because people want John Scott at halftime.
Well, I'll tell you what, Frankie, I was tuning in, and I got to say, man, that game at Battle, the service that you provided, people locally were able to see that win, which I believe is one of the best comebacks and the most exciting Mules games that I can remember. And to be able to tune in and see that was really excellent. Loved it.
Fourth down and 26 now. Tanner Pierce, after the timeout by the Mules, going to punt it away. It takes a good bounce. My goodness, all the way down to about the 5-yard line. So the Mules are going to be backed up. 21-15 is the score. And now the Mules, they will have about 3:26 now. They're going to have to go about 95 yards. After a 49-yard punt, nobody on the return, and we'll see what the Mules now can do with it with only 3:26 left. So it's 21-15 the score. Mules will have it first and 10. Come on, Mules fans. If you're watching us on social media, let's hear from you. John Scott's in the booth. Erica's happy. I know a lot of folks are happy to have John back in the studio or back in the broadcast booth with us. Cannon Carr, hard snap count. Going to hand it off to Darius Graham. Graham trying to break free outside. He's not going to get much. They're going to say keep the clock rolling. I thought he was able to get out of bounds, but no, he was not before he was tackled. So they're going to say maybe he gains about a yard. They're not going to give him much. Not a generous spot there, John, only on the 6-yard line.
Nope, every yard's hard to get tonight, but we're looking good. We're getting there.
We are. I'm going to adjust that mic. There you go.
There it
Got to
is.
have everybody be able to hear you. So now Kennett Carr's back to throw. He's got a man open along the outside, and it will be enough for a first down. So the clock is going to stop for the chains to move. Devin Gatewood is going to get the pass. Or make that Nick Brummett, rather, who made that catch. So Brummett, they're going to say 3rd down and 1. I thought they spotted him enough for a first down, but they did not. They're going to give him to the 14-yard line. So it's an 8-yard gain, and now it's 3rd down and 1. 2:14 left to play in the first half. Big 3rd down. The Mules are 3 out of 5 on 3rd down conversions here in the first half. They need a big first down here. Good handoff by the Mules, and it's going to be a first down and then some. Amari White will get it down to about the 24-yard line. So the Mules, big gain on 3rd down there, John. Mules are going to move the chains.
We've settled down, Frankie. It took a little adjustment. I think our guys were not used to it being cold, man. It got cold.
It did get cold all of a sudden.
And then that wind swirling around. I think Cannon had to get adjusted to the wind. It's really windy down on the field.
90 seconds here in the first half. Mules lead by 6, trying to put points on the board before halftime. Amos is in motion. Pass out. Oh, he dropped it. Amari Amos maybe would have had about a 15-yard pickup, but he did drop it. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 to go. Eric says, oh good, we've got Frankie's partner in crime tonight.
Yeah, there we are. Right on. No, I think the Mules are looking good, Frankie. We're getting settled down. Kennett's a good team, and they've really shown up tonight, but I think we've made the adjustments we need to make.
We do. At least for now. 21-15 the score. Mules have 2 timeouts. Mules have 1:24 to try to put points up on the board before halftime. Fake the handoff. Carr's going to be hit as he threw Jacob Baller, and they're going to say that he made the catch to the 35-yard line. Jacob Baller making a good catch. And that'll be enough for a first down, a first-choice insurance Mules first down. Clock continues to run, 1:14 now. The chains are set. Mules have to go 65 yards. Oh, my good friend Ralph Jefferson. Good job by the Mules. Another quick pass. Jacob Baller along the outside. They're hitting those spots. And they're going to move him up to the 44-yard line. So a gain of 9 yards. Under a minute left. Mules have it 2nd down and 1. They may take a shot here downfield. Kennett Carr, he does take a shot downfield, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Nick Brummett. I like the play call going forward downfield, 2nd down and 1.
Absolutely. It looked like a little bit of contact down there to me, but then again, it's a long way over there, but I thought there was a little pushing and shoving.
Ralph Jefferson, retired police officer in Poplar Bluff, tuning in. He says he's giving a shout out to Baby Bird. He's talking about you, Scott. Can't be me. 2nd down or 3rd down and 1. Big 3rd down. There it is. Conversion. It's a first down and then some. Mules. Atari Amos on the run, and they've got 39 seconds. We may see a timeout called as Atari Amos gets it down to the 44-yard line. A 12-yard pickup. A first-choice insurance Mules first down. Nope, the clock will continue to run. Mules have 2 timeouts. 29 seconds and counting. Kennett Carr now back to pass. He's got a man. Oh, it's going to be incomplete. Darius Graham could not come up with it. You know, it's windier outside, and the temperatures has dropped about 15 degrees since game time. That's going to have something to do with it.
The wind, I think, really is playing with the ball a little bit. down on the field, it's swirling around. It's hard to get a feel for where it's coming from. It just kind of wants to swirl around on those guys.
22 seconds is all that remains in the first half. Mules still have 2 timeouts. Lisa, to be honest with you, Ralph was taking a shot at me by calling me Baby Bird. It wasn't John, I promise you. Long story on that, Lisa.
More like Big Bird for me.
Right, there you go. Big Bird for you, I guess Baby Bird for me. Carr back to throw, and we're going to get a whistle as soon as the ball was snapped. It's going to be against the Mules. So it's going to back him up 5 yards. Not what the Mules needed here in this situation on 2nd down and 10. Now it's 2nd and 15 with 22 seconds left to go here in the first half of play. So, John, think about this. Who was the last Mules football player selected to first team All-State? Was it Darius Sales, Jacob Sliger, Lorenzo Davis, or Tony Webb? Carr slings it in there to Nick Brummett. Brummett has all the way out to about the 41-yard line. And we'll see a timeout here going to be called by the Mules. That is our first Midwest Bank trivia question of the half. Who was the last Mules to be selected to the first team All-State? You have any guesses there, John?
Well, I don't know those guys other than Tony Webb, so I'm going to say Tony Webb.
You're going to say
if
Tony
he didn't,
Webb.
It should have been him.
Well, so his guess is Tony Webb, and we'll see what the answer is coming up. Do you like Mules trivia, by the way, John?
I do. You know, I've really enjoyed some of your questions. I remember the one about the 1,000-yard rushing.
Yeah.
That one was a good one. Of course, a lot of those names people, you see around, good guys. Rodney Kennedy, my neighbor across the street, good guy. So, yeah, that's really neat. Those are good questions. Those are very good questions.
So if you're tuning in on social media, if you're not tuning in Poplar Bluff, let us know where you're watching from. I know earlier tonight we've had some folks on from Milwaukee, Arizona, Atlanta, Georgia. I think there was even one from Pensacola Beach, Florida earlier tonight tuning in.
I know a good friend of mine, Brad Frisch, was in town from Portland, Oregon, and he tuned in.
Portland, Oregon. It's a long way away. So now Cannon Carr coming out 16 seconds in the first half. 1 timeout left. Mules have 1 timeout left with 16 seconds left. And we're going to get another timeout called. This one is going to be taken by the Indians. So with that being said, we will keep it here. Mules football proudly presented by Briggs & Stratton, the Scott Law Group LLC, the Bank of Missouri, and Christian Automotive and Tire. Mules have it 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. Each team, they've got 1 timeout left.
Frankie, you mentioned Tony Webb in your question. Tony does such a great service for the community in so many ways. And one thing that he does is he really helps our athletic program.
Yes.
Not just with helping kids get better at their sport and training and basketball and everything, but to be better people. He does a wonderful job with those kids, teaching them to be good young men, and that there's certainly more to life than athletics, which he's a great role model for those kids. So I can't say enough about what Tony does.
That's very well said. We have a lot of folks tuning in from Illinois. We'll get to all those here coming up after this play. 16 seconds now. Mules with a snap count. Cannon Carr back to throw. Flushed outside the pocket. Now throws as he's hit. And the ball comes loose. It'll be incomplete. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 8. It was intended for, looks like, Darius Graham along the outside. So now the Mules have 10 seconds left. And for the Mules, it'll be 4th down coming up. 4th down and 8 to go. So Glen Carbon, Illinois from Lisa. Kim is tuning in from Mississippi. Washington, Eric is tuning in all the way from Washington State. So Cannon Carr could be the final play of the first half. Here comes the blitz by the Indians, and Carr is going to be taken down. Oh, he somehow gets it away. He got it away somehow. And for the Mules, they're going to have a 1st down as the time expires. There's no time on the clock. Atari Amos got it to about the 31-yard line. How did Cannon Carr get rid of that ball? He was able to get it down to 11-yard gain, but that's going to be how this quarter comes to an end. And the Mules trail, or I should say lead by 6 points. What a crazy play there, John, to end the first half.
That was pretty wild. It was, and it was dangerous. I was thinking the worst thing could happen would be a fumble or an interception, which could have easily been a pick six, but Cannon is uncanny when he gets in a situation like that, and he found the wide open guy, threw it, and they made a little run there. Good stuff.
So coming up, we've got your halftime report presented by Las Margaritas, Mayas, and Taco Taco. Get your answers, your final chance here to win a Back the Blue t-shirt and a gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Our first half question presented by First Midwest Bank. Who was the last Mules football player selected to the first team All-State? Darius Sales, Jacob Slinger, Lorenzo Daly, or Tony Webb? The answer is coming up when we come back. Halftime is on the way next. You're listening to Mules Football on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
The Scott Law Group, a family-owned firm providing trusted legal counsel for matters pertaining to real estate, personal injury, criminal, and family law. Call 785-4688 or online, scottlawgroupmode.com.
Go Mules! The Bank of Missouri wishes the Mules a fantastic season. Live well, play well, bank well. At 130 years strong, you can count on us to support you through all the seasons of life.
Las Margaritas and Mayas, serving up the best authentic Mexican food since 1997. The Esquivel family, always proud to support our Poplar Bluff Mules.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
All right, we are back here at the half, and of course we're watching the Pop Squad here at halftime on this pink out night. It is already, 40-0 right now. New Madrid, they lead Sykeston right now, 40-0 in that second quarter. We'll have Sean give us an update back in the studio on the Seckman game. They were up by 13 earlier tonight. We'll see if anything has changed there tonight. Cameron is tuning in. It is 21-15, Cameron. Glad you're tuning in. Sorry you can't be here tonight. All right, so let's do our trivia question here real fast. Our trivia, you ready for this, John?
I am ready for this,
You were
Frankie.
wrong. He said Tony Webb.
Wrong. I've never been wrong before. First time
for everything. So, who was the last Mules football player selected to first team All-State? The choices were Darius Sales, Jacob Sliger, Lorenzo Daly, or Tony Webb. You said Tony Webb, right?
I did say Tony Webb.
The answer was Darius Sales. Now, For bonus points, can anybody tell me, whether it's you or whether it's on social media, can you tell me what position he played for that?
If my memory serves, I believe he was a punter, of all things.
All right, you are correct. What about what year?
I'm thinking somewhere around 2012, maybe.
2012.
In that.
I like you got a good memory.
I have a good memory from a few minutes ago.
Yeah, because I told you the answer during the last break. Yeah. So 2012 was the year, and we've got a great question coming up in the second half. I can't share it right now on the air, but it's going to make you scratch your head a little bit and think. Coach Dave Severs and I got together on yesterday, and he told me, he said, I've got a great question for you. He wrote it down for me, and I read it, and I'm like, oh, snap, are you serious? You want me to ask this on live air? He said, why not? I think it's a great question. So our next question is going to come from Coach Severs when we come back. So before we get into all the highlights here in the first half, tell me your thoughts on the first half so far for the Mules. I thought the Mules got down shaky early, but somehow they were able to prevail. They did force a turnover, made them pay, and then a turnover on downs. And the Mules, as you said earlier on, maybe it was the wind, maybe the drop in temps. I don't know, maybe a combination of both. But they were able to really secure things in that second quarter, outscoring Kennett 15-7 in the second quarter to lead by 6.
Absolutely, Frank, and I must say, I say this every week, and it bears repeating that what you do is a valuable and wonderful service for the people in the community. And I know you love to hear when people are listening in from somewhere else, so I have to give a shout-out to my nephews, Charlie Sea-Dog Brinkley and Hunter H-Man Brinkley, all the way from beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. I know they're listening in tonight, and they've been up. They came up and watched the Chaminade basketball game last spring, which was nice for them. But yeah, the Mules have settled down tonight. Like you say, they came out a little bit shaky at first. I think the wind and the cold, it's cold up here, and the wind is swirling around, and it took a little time to settle down. But Kennett's a good team, and they've come to play. We got down a little bit, but we've moved the ball well, and we've got a couple of good stops. We got the lead, and as you know, we don't quit, and we're more of a second half team, I think. Based on what I've seen live, especially, is we don't quit, we don't back down, and I feel like we're in real good shape for the second half.
You know, the next two games, well, including this game and next game, are going to take on teams with 6-1 records next week. Hillsboro, when they come to town, they're going to run the football, no doubt. And this is, can you believe, John, it's our last two home games of this year, regular season-wise?
It's been a really fast year. It's amazing how quick these weeks go, and to be on the road for a few weeks. But again, you know, I can't say enough. I've had many people mention to me how nice it is that they get to tune in and see games, away games. And like we talked about earlier with the game at Battle, which was so far away a lot of people couldn't go, but to be able to see that exciting ending to that game and to get the win on the road against a really good team was nice for the community. I've heard a lot of people mention what a good thing it is that you do.
Well, like I've said this publicly on the air 1,000 times. You're a big part as to why we get to do this every week, and with the support of the school board, you know, it's amazing how well we work together to bring this to you. And, you know, we have just as much fun on the away games as we do the home games. Not so much Tim. Poor Tim over there next door. He's always up on the roof. Can you imagine him being out on the roof on a night like tonight?
I would not want to be on the roof tonight. I've had to try to find a place where I could get out of the wind, but it's just swirling around. There's really nowhere you can go that is not blowing.
No, and, you know, a big shout out, by the way, to the Show Me Marching Band also. We see them perform every home game. They do a phenomenal job, John. They work their tails off to practice for this, and we have one of the best marching bands, I think, in Southeast Missouri.
Absolutely, we do. Dedicated kids, dedicated staff, our director, our leaders. They do a wonderful job, and the parents are very involved with the band, and the band the Booster Club does a wonderful job in keeping things going. They're wearing their nice uniforms tonight, which is good. I'm sure that helps since it's not so hot like it's been the last few weeks, but they do a wonderful job with everything, and they sound really good too.
Kathleen Patillo, shout out to her family in Jonesboro, Arkansas, also in Houston, Texas, all tuning in tonight on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Thank you so much. We love having Kathleen on, and big shout out to Coach Patillo and the offense here tonight. They are doing a remarkable job against Kennett. If you recall last year, it was basically first play of the ball game. It seemed like it was over with after a big touchdown run. Here tonight, that is not going on in the first half.
Nope, it's not. It's a good game. You know, it's a good game. Teams are fairly evenly matched. I think that we will be able to, in the second half, do well. I think we're going to wear them down a little bit with our athleticism. But it's a good game. Kennett's good. You know, they're doing good this year. And I have to say, Frankie, also, well, I don't get to always get on the radio, but when I get a chance to, I want to take that opportunity and tell people listening. I know tonight is cold and windy, so we don't have as big of a crowd. So hopefully we have a lot of local people listening. But I would like to say that on behalf of the school board that we really appreciate the community we have here and the fact that we haven't had a lot of the problems that we see on the news around the country and around the state of Missouri even.
That's right.
We haven't had that problem here. It's really a testament to the people in the community and the fact that we really can't control what happens in the world. We can't control what happens in other parts of the state even. But what we can control is what happens here. And so we're trying to do the best that we can to give our children the best opportunity that they can have and to keep our schools open and to continue the education that they desperately need. And I think we've done a good job with that, and that's really has a lot to do with the community. And the fact that we've had the support.
You're absolutely correct. You know, you look at the national news, you just hear so much just nonsense about, you know, schools not being able to open or whatever. And we've said this now for many, many weeks. We're so blessed to live where we live because the educators, they understand that in-person learning is the way to go. Our students understand in-person learning is the way to go. Without it, I'm not sure where we would be right now.
Absolutely, and that is the most important thing. And we've been very careful because safety is obviously the number one priority that we have. And we've been able to maintain our classes and maintain our schools open. And we see that our numbers now are really a lot better. Our kids out of school either being quarantined or actually being sick and gone are really a small fraction of what they have been. And so we're really I think locally we've turned the corner in the school system that we're able to function and that we're not seeing large numbers of people, whether it be teachers or staff or students being gone out of school. It's almost getting back to normal as much as it can. Whatever the new normal is, I think we're to that point here. And we're seeing our kids perform better in class and doing better overall, and we're seeing a lot less other issues, mental health issues, things of that nature. We're just not seeing that as much as we've seen with all this going on. So it's a real testament to how things are going, and I feel like we're headed in the right direction.
I think you're right. And, taking a step away from COVID for just a moment, there's also other great things going on in our school district that I like to share as much as we can. What are some other things that you guys are working on to better our school systems?
Well, one thing I will give a shout out to, because I know that some of them are also listening, our junior high girls cross country team went over to Dexter, and we've had a wonderful girls cross country team the last few years, and they got second in the conference, which was their last meet recently. But we've done some things at the junior high level that will help with the athletics as we come up in different sports. We've got obviously our downtown building that we purchased recently. We haven't really talked a lot about that, but the old Mercantile Bank building downtown, which I think is really nice for the community, probably more so than it is for the school, to be able to turn that old historic building that's really beautiful on the outside and to be able to renovate that and put our central office downtown to help anchor that part of Broadway to where we can hopefully grow our downtown even more. You see a lot of good things happening downtown, but I think that'll be really nice for the community and for the school to do some things. And also our old central office is going to be more of a regional educational center, not just for students, but also for training for other schools. Schools in the Boot Heel, around even Kennett, they come up a lot. We can do our training locally and not lose those dollars when educators have to go to St. Louis or Springfield or Chicago or wherever to do their training, which by law we're required to spend a certain amount of money on training.
Right.
But there's no reason we can't do that here, especially with technology how it is. So Dr. Dill has done a wonderful job of making us more of a regional hub for those kinds of things. And it's a benefit to us and other schools in the region as well.
It really is, and I'm just happy to be a small part of this school system. And By the way, I heard somebody was commenting on here about the great things you guys do, and there's already a turf war going on as to what graduating class is the best. Someone told me that 92 wasn't the way to go.
92 is pretty terrible the way I remember. They weren't as bad as 89. You know, I was thinking about this, Frankie, last time I was up here, and I thought, what would it be like, you know, in 1990 for someone to be on the radio talking about when they graduated being 30 whatever years ago, and I realized it would be as if someone had graduated in 1959 and was on the radio in 1990. So I sort of feel old, Frankie. You've kind of made me think I'm old. But it's fun. We've had a good time, and
you should see Tim's face right now. He looks like he saw a ghost.
It's pretty crazy. It'll blow you away when you do that. But like my friend Brad Frisch was in town. A lot of people know Brad. He's class of 90. He hadn't been back in a while. Lives in
what about 79?
In Portland. Oh, that's a long. I was barely born.
Virginia Roberts.
There we go.
79. I like that,
right
Virginia.
On.
Thank you.
But you know, Brad hadn't been back in a long time, and he came out and looked at our stadium and our schools and our buildings and some of the stuff in town, and was really blown away by some of the improvements we've had here locally. And people get down on Poplar Bluff, but we've really got some good things going. It has changed quite a bit, but there's no question 90, Frankie, if you go back, you know, we're all getting a little bit.
I don't know, Miss. I got to give a shout out to Miss Patillo. She says 1985. You know, that is the coach's wife, the assistant coach's wife. So I got to give her a big shout out.
85, 86 was. I'll tell Miss Patillo. I think 86 was better than 85, but 85 is pretty good too.
So 92 is out. Stacy Rommel says 92 the best. Was a great class.
They're awful young, that 92 class. A bunch of young whippersnappers.
I would tell you what year I graduated. I will, 2003.
That's just the other day.
That's just the other day for me. I love it. You know, I'm the young pup around here. David Hadley, 2010, like it. So, I mean, we're having a great time here, and I got to tell you, we have, I mean, I'm telling you, you talk about us providing a service. We've got some of the most loyal fans that tune in every week to watch our productions, with whether we're home, whether we're away. They're very loyal, and they come back each and every week. You can see all of our over 400 comments here in the first half so far. But I tell people, now that John Scott's with us, I want to get to 55 shares by the end of the broadcast. That's a fair number, I would say.
That's a very reasonable number.
Because if I can't get to 55, I may not be able to have you back next week.
Uh-oh. Well, if it's going to be cold and windy like this, that wouldn't be the end of the world, I guess.
It may be cold and windy. I don't know. So in the second half, on a serious note, the Mules up by 6. What do you think needs to happen for the Mules to stay up and get a win against Kennett? Either way, I know Kennett's got some players not playing tonight because of injuries. This will be a quality win for Poplar Bluff. We know next week Hillsboro's going to run the football. How big would it be for the Mules to wind up at 6-2 by the end of this night?
It's excellent, Frankie. You know, this team has really come together. They've showed a lot of heart all year. In the early adversity, the first couple of games, they did not quit. Against Jackson, they did not quit. They played their hearts out, and they came back, came up a little bit short, but they came back. I think second half of this game, they just need to play their game. Stick to the plan, do what we do well. Let Cannon create what he creates on the field, which sometimes is really remarkable. Give Atari the ball, let him run it, man. He can run that ball. And just play our game and get a couple more scores here, and then we'll be in real good shape.
Absolutely. Looking right now for the Hillsboro game right now. Here it is. Hillsboro, they lead St. Francis Borgia 28-0 at halftime. So odds are Hillsboro's going to be 7-1 next week. Can the Mules be 6-2 when we see them next week? That'll be the question.
Absolutely. I'm very confident. I think we will be.
John, we appreciate you as always. So where are you headed next?
I'm going to head right over across the stadium and be cold in the wind.
He's going to be cold in the wind. So remember, we've got to get 55 shares by the end of the night. 21-15 is your score. And John, as always, we appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do, but not only to you, but all of our board members who care about our kids, our administration, the educators. Without everybody working together, it is just not a possible year for us.
Thank you, Frankie. It's my pleasure to be here.
We'll see you very soon, my friend.
Yes, sir.
John Scott joining us live, the school board president. We'll step away. We'll come back with your first half highlights and then get us back in to second half action. You're listening to Mules Football on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Want a career and not just another job? It's waiting for you at Briggs & Stratton. Great pay, great benefits, and continuing education. Everything you and your family deserve. Go to careers.vasco.com and look at Poplar Bluff job openings.
All right, we are back here, and of course, I'm not sure if John's going to stick around. Okay, I got it. There's a headset. See, he's already hooked. So basically what he's saying is if we don't have 55 sheriffs, he's going to blame Tim. He's blaming our camera guy next door, I guarantee it.
Well, Frankie, given the opportunity to sit in this nice warm booth with you versus go down on the field where the wind's blowing and it's about 55 degrees, I can hang for a little while.
All right, so there is something I want to address real fast. David Hadley had a great question. I was going to wait until next week to address this. So, playoffs are coming up in 2 weeks. I want to reiterate something real fast. We will be carrying the district games right here on Facebook and YouTube. However, this is not a school thing. It is a Misha rule. I don't like it, but it is what it is. It's not the school's policy. We have to go through Misha's platform, John, to make it happen, which means if you want to watch the ball game, that's your right to do so. You can hear us call the game, but you've got to order the pay-per-view through Misha TV. A portion of that goes back to the schools. It also goes to other things, but Misha charges $10 a broadcast. And once again, it's not River Radio. It's not the school system. It is a Misha rule they put in place last year. And it sounds like, from everything I've gathered so far, they're going to do that again this year as well.
That's my understanding. And Frankie, it's not if it was up to the school, we would broadcast all of this for nothing because we want people to be able to see. We want people to be able to see. We won't be able to see the games. But Misha has their rules, and to some extent, right or wrong, it's a money game. They have to make their money, and we saw that last year with basketball. But we were able to we were able to make some payments. There were people who were willing to step up and sponsor some viewers to watch that, and I know that some businesses were able to work with Misha and broadcast the games. And so I think everybody got to watch it. But, yeah, that's something. And the ticket, the passes don't work on playoff games, and the cost is higher. But that's a Misha thing, and they have their rules, and some I agree with, some I don't. But, again, if it was up to the school, we would certainly broadcast everything that we can because we're not in the business of making money.
Right. I wanted to, I was going to wait until next week to kind of, address the elephant there. But, yes, we are planning on, as long as John Scott lets us do it, we're planning on doing the postseason ball games. My only concern is in 3 weeks we'll be in Jackson if everything goes well. And Tim and I both will be on the roof at Jackson. And if you've never been on the roof at Jackson, John, it's a very small area. I'll be okay to get up there, so will Tim. But, it's hard to broadcast there.
It is. I've not been on the roof over there, but I've been to the stadium a few times, and I could see how that might be difficult. Not just to go try to play a game, but to certainly broadcast it. We'll get another crack at Jackson, and you never know what might happen. We've come a long way since that game.
So Gina sends us a message. She is tuning in from Montana, watching the Stark boys. And by the way, real quickly, Fox just scores a touchdown. Now it's 13-6. Seckman, that'll be a big win if Fox can pull the upset. If the Mules hold on to win, then we'll see. The Mules could wind up and be in that second spot by the end of tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So let's set the stage real fast. 21-15 is the score. Kennett is going to get the football when we begin here in about 1 or so minutes from right now. We've got our second half question coming up, and this question by Air Solutions, it's a good one, and it's going to take you some time to think about this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to try our best to make sure that I remember to give this question to you very early in this second half, because this one from Coach Sievers, he wanted to make sure that it was a good one. So I cannot wait to give you this question. I don't know if you're going to get it right off the bat. I think this one you won't get right either, because I got it wrong too. It's kind of a trick question. You got to really think about it. All right, so the Mules are going to kick off. Chandler Beaton is going to kick off, going from right to left on your radio dial. Jordan Jarrett standing at his 12-yard line. Also back to return for the Kennett Indians is Latrivian Thompson, and he is also standing at the 12-yard line as well. So here we go as the Mules kick it away. Beaton, we're underway, and Thompson bobbles it. It's going to go in the end zone. He's got to run it back. No, he's going to say nope. He's going to stand there and just let it go. It'll be a touchback. So the Mules will start as the touchback, and it'll be 1st and 10. Kennett on the 20-yard line. Ooh, Erica says John needs to be on the roof at Jackson. My goodness. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Oh, Glenda, how is the weather in Fort Myers, Florida? I know who she's watching. That's Lane Savat. Fort Myers, Florida. So there's the first play of the second half. Jordan Jarrett gets through one tackle, and he couldn't survive a second tackle. Good stop by Jacob Baller, or make that Hunter Jenkins, rather. And Jordan Jarrett is going to get a couple of yards to begin this second half.
It's really nice that family members can tune in and see, not just hear the game, but see the game.
Absolutely.
From far off. And they do every week.
They do. They tune in every week. It's an 8-yard gain. Second down and about 2. Mules lead by 6. Good job by Logan Davis this time. He is not letting anybody through. They hand it off to the big man.
Well, Logan got in really quick. Good penetration on that play.
Hayden Higgins. And it's going to be no gain. So just like that, here we are. 3rd down and 2 to go. 3rd down and 2 to go for the Kennett Indians. Entering this set here, John, they are 3 out of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Meanwhile, the Mules are 5 out of 8. So right now the Indians are 50% on 3rd down conversions. What a stop this would be on a 3 and out. Pierce, long snap count. Play clock is down to 10. It's going to be a handoff. This one is going to be given outside and taken out by the Mules. Trying to get a number on who made that hit, and that would be Lane Savat, Miss Glenda. Lane Savat with a big stop on 3rd down as Brooks Niggett could not get it around. He does gain a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Lane is really fast. If you ever get a chance to watch him run track, that kid can run.
So let's see. Are the Indians going to go for it on 4th down? Yes, they are. They're going to hand it off, and it depends on the spot. Oh, boy, it looks like they may have got it. It's going to be close, depending on the spot. Jordan Jarrett, and they're going to say, yes, they will give him the 1st down. Just enough. Jordan Jarrett gets a full yard. That was a gutsy call on 4th and 1. And there you go. It's 1st down and 10.
Something, Frankie, that people don't probably realize, we have such a nice facility with our lines are all straight. You don't see that on a lot of fields.
You don't. Our lines are pretty straight. So now Jordan Jarrett lining up. Tanner Pierce now. It's going to be a fake handoff. He'll keep it himself, and this time Hunter Jenkins will have none of it. The ball did come loose, but Kennett's going to fall on it, and he's going to lose a little bit more yards, about a 5-yard loss, all the way back to the 25-yard line. So good job by the Mules. Hunter Jenkins on that one, and that's a 5-yard loss.
Oh, Hunter's a tough kid. Hard-nosed football player, and he always has a knack to be at the right place at the right time. Something you can't really teach a kid.
21-15. Courtney, sorry about that, with 9:28 left here to play in the third quarter of play. Kennett now 2nd down and 15. Mules defense has really come out swinging here in this third quarter. Jordan Jarrett, though, is going to get across the 35 near the 40. And as soon as I say that, Jordan Jarrett makes them pay. Gatewood with the stop. And where are they going to mark him down? At the 37, 38-yard line. So Jarrett, a big run of about 13 yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and very manageable now. 3rd down and 2, 21-15 the score. We're going to get you our Air Solutions trivia question coming up as soon as the Mules possess the ball. There's another handoff to Jarrett. Jarrett is going to get across the 40. I believe he's going to have enough for a 1st down. Well, and that's a big confidence builder when you know you've got a running back like Jordan Jarrett, Scott, that can take the ball and get you a couple of yards when you need it the most.
Absolutely. Kennett's not real flashy, but they're a good team, and they just run it right on you. You know, it's just good football.
Haven't heard if Kennett will be on the schedule next year, but I agree. I like playing Sykeston. This one is drop pass, incomplete. Good coverage by the Mules secondary. Incomplete pass, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. You know, I didn't mind traveling to Battle this year either. It was a fun trip for us. It was the first time we've been to Columbia since back in 2003.
It was a great win.
It was a great win for us. Mules have had 3 home or away games this year. The rest have been at home. Another handoff to Jarrett. This time the Mules break free. Garrett Laslier is in on the stop. Logan Davis, welcome back, Davis. Like having him in the lineup. And that's going to be back at the 38-yard line. So that's a loss of 4 yards. So this is a big play here on 3rd down, John. 3rd down and 14 to go. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Kennett Indians with only 8:19 left in the 3rd. You ready for trivia?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
All right, let's do it. This trivia question presented by Air Solutions here in the 2nd half. Coach David Sievers was a Mules assistant coach for nearly 3 decades. What I want to know, how many head coaches did he work under before becoming Poplar Bluff's head coach? Was it 6, 7, 8, or 9? Those are the answers. Don't give me your answer, John, because if you guess right, I'll start laughing.
I'm not.
Submit your answers right now on Facebook or YouTube. Remember to share this post and like this post for your chance to win a Back to Blue shirt as well as a gift card courtesy of Academy Sports and Outdoors. So let's hear those answers. Coach Sievers getting a lot of answers now to come in. We'll get to some of those in just a moment. Big down coming up. Oh, Tanner Pierce kept it, and the Mules were ready. Logan Davis again. Logan Height. Big stop on 3rd down. The quarterback keeper, it didn't fool anybody. No gain on the play, and now it's a 4th down and 14. You know what that means on social media? We got to see the booms coming in. 4th down, and Tanner Pierce is back to punt. And he will punt it away this time. Good kick, and the Mules are going to let it go. Another Kennett bounce all the way to about the 21-yard line. And that is where the Mules will take over. It was a punt of 41 yards, nothing on the return. All right, John, have you been thinking about that answer?
I've been thinking about that answer. I have.
Do you think you would even remotely know the answer?
Well, I've got a 1 in 4 chance.
You got a 1 in 4 chance. I would say you're right.
I'm going through the list of coaches, and there's probably 1 or 2 I don't remember in there. Maybe. I don't remember. But Coach Sievers came here right around 90, 89, somewhere in there. He was a new teacher, new coach when I graduated.
Gotcha. All right. So we're seeing some of these. Trick question is right, David. Trick question for sure. You got to think about that one. So as the Mules come back out, quick run play to Atari Amos. And Amos is not going to get a whole lot there. It's going to bring up second down, maybe gained a half a yard, but they're going to say basically no gain on the play. So a second down and 10. We do have a winner, by the way, on our first trivia winner. I'll give you that coming up in just a moment. Carr now, second down and 10. Mules lead by 6, 21-15. Carr back to throw. He's got a man, Darius Graham. He's open. He's across the 40 to the 50. He's got a man to beat. Graham is going to 20, the 10, and touchdown! What a touchdown by Darius Graham! That's a big, big touchdown. 79 yards on the catch and run.
Really needed that, Frankie. And Darius, such a good kid, athletic kid, and he left everybody in his rearview mirror on that
He
one.
left everybody in the rearview mirror. 6:42 to go for Darius Graham. His third touchdown catch of the year, his longest catch and run as well. Here's the snap, beaten. The kick is on the way, presented by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, and it is good. And the Mules now lead at 28-15 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Eye Care Specialists is committed to the protection and the preservation of the precious gift of sight. Nothing is more important than your eyesight. That's the way the doctors of Eye Care Specialists see it.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is a family-owned one-stop shop for fast, friendly, and affordable automotive services with the latest tools and technology, as well as their time-tested automotive knowledge. They're guaranteed to get your vehicle fixed without breaking the bank.
So just like that, the first offensive set here by the Mules in the second half, and they turn it in to 7 points. And a big shout out to the Mules offensive line, giving Cannon Carr protection to throw that football. The Mules offense is firing right now on all cylinders. Let's look at Cannon Carr tonight. 10 of 19, 227, 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception. On the ground, Amari White, 74 yards. Atari Amos, 15 yards. Through the air, Nick Brummett, 4 catches, 91 yards. And Darius Graham has that 1 catch for 79 yards. This one taken near the 5-yard line. And Hunter Jenkins making another big-time stop on Jordan Jarrett. How many times have we said his name here today? Mules right now got off to a slow start, but they have really turned things on. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line. A 14-yard return. By the way, the winner to our first trivia question on the night was Lori Jones. Lori Jones will reach out to you, and we'll get your information. Picked up a Back to Blue shirt and a gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Tanner Pierce gets it and taken immediately as soon as he caught it. Logan Davis in on the tackle. JT Williams is going to get a few yards out to about the 26. A gain of 7 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 3 to go. Mules now their biggest lead on the night. They did trail 15-6 at one point. It is a 22-0 run by the Mules since. Tanner Pierce again, nearly picked off. It was batted down. Good job by the Mules. Jacob Ballard, also who got a hand on it, was number 72, Logan Goodluck. And that's going to bring up a quick 3rd down coming up for the Indians. 3rd down and 3 to go. 3rd down and 3 for the Mules. Or I should say for the Indians, rather. They are 4 out of 9, 44% on 3rd downs. This one is a big one. Pierce will keep it himself. And the front line of the Mules, the defensive line, is maybe going to have him stop just a little bit. I don't think he got enough for a 1st down. Nope, they're going to go ahead and give it to him. I did not think he had it. One official said no, but another one said he did. And he had to get to the 29, and they're not going to measure it. They're going to say 30-yard line. He needed 3. They're going to give him 4. So
friendly spot on that one.
Yes, it was. No doubt about it. Friendly spot is right. So now Tanner Pierce going downfield. JT Williams wide open, and he misses it. He bobbled it and knows he maybe missed a touchdown. Lane Savant was staying with him. Boy, the Mules got lucky on that one, John.
They dodged a real bullet. I think he was a little too open, and he turned to run before he had it. And, yeah, he regrets that because he would have been gone.
Yes, he does.
Although Lane's pretty fast, he might have caught him from behind.
Yeah, he could have. He could have. So 2nd down and 10. And by the way, real quick, for those watching on social media, I made a mistake last week. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that right now. If you would, do me a favor, help me wish my son a late birthday. He turned 11 this week, and I forgot to mention it last week on the air.
Absolutely.
My youngest, 11 years old now. There's a quick handoff. Mules are not going to let him get through. They were ready for him. The handoff this time was to Riley Spencer, and he was not going to have any of it. Riley Spencer did not get much. Depending on where they spot him, it looks like he's going to lose quite a bit of yards, back to about the 26 or 27. 26-yard line, or 27 rather, a loss of 3 on the play.
11's a good age, Frankie. Enjoy that.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to be. He's just starting. My daughter just ended her high school softball this past week, and now my son's beginning basketball. So we'll see. He's pretty tall for his age. Pierce is going to run with it. He's got some room, and he's not going to have enough for a first down. He got close. He got up to the 34-yard line. So Tanner Pierce picks up about 7 yards. So it's going to bring up 4th down and about 6. So will Kennett go for it again? They're down by 13 points. Was there a flag on the play? I guess there was. There was a flag on the play. Didn't see the flag, but it will be a holding call against Kennett. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate all the birthday wishes coming in. He'll love that. He let me hear about it the moment I walked in the door last week. His birthday was on Saturday, and I just completely forgot to mention it, and I feel bad about that. So now a 10-yard penalty on the hold, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 23. So the Mules got to stand up big here, John.
Yep. We got him where we want him. We just got to hold it.
So now Pierce is back to throw, and the ball came out incomplete. The Mules do their job. Jacob Bowler stayed with him. It was intended for Riley Spencer. Incomplete pass, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. I can't imagine Kennett going for it right now.
No, I can't imagine they would. I feel kind of bad for their quarterback because his receivers are dropping the ball. They've had a couple of pretty good looks, which is fine for me. If people could see what you're doing up here with this Gamecast and trying to do the game and run everything and run that Gamecast, it's pretty remarkable, really.
I appreciate that.
I don't know how accurate it is, but it looks official.
Well, it says 4th and 23 on the 17-yard line.
There you go.
So now Pierce is back to punt. This is the worst punt he's had all game, but it does take a great bounce. It wasn't a very high kick at all, but he gets it all the way down to about the 39-yard line on the kick. So Tanner Pierce giving his defense a little bit of room. A 44-yard punt, and the Mules are going to have it now. 1st and 10 on their own 39-yard line with 3:45 left to play here in this 3rd quarter. Mules right now, they've got a 13-point lead rather. 22 straight points by the Mules. John, when the Mules were down 15-6.
Need one more score, we'll be good.
I want to have 2 or 3 more scores, to be honest with you. So now Cannon Carr coming out. It's going to be a pitch outside to Atari Amos. Amos tries to cut up field, and he maybe got a yard, maybe not. One official is standing at the 39-yard line. So they're going to say no gain on the play. Atari Amos on the night, 6 carries, 15 yards. Amari White, 5 carries, 74 yards. You asked me how accurate it was. Cannon Carr, 10 of 19 on the night, 227, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Sound pretty accurate to you?
Sounds pretty accurate to me.
All right, just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I'd like to see Atari break one here, though.
Boy, you and I both. Mules have 310 yards of offense so far in this ball game. Nearly doubled up Kennett. Good job. Good stop by J.T. Williams for the Indians. Amari White, they try to go to him, and he's only going to gain about a yard of forward progress, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Mules. Poplar Bluff, one of their biggest strengths on the night. It has been 3rd down conversions coming in this play. They are 5 out of 8, 62%. They're averaging 3rd and 9 so far tonight, and they're being pretty successful. So we'll see what they're able to do with it here on a big 3rd down and 9. Cannon Carr's got a man and nearly picked off by Williams. It was intended on the other side for Jared and Young, who could not come up with it. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 9.
It's really nice to see Jared playing, with his knee injury last year. Such a good kid, great basketball player too, and really a nice kid. And it's so good to see him out, able to play.
It really is. I like to see Jared out there. He's been through so much, and to see him come back out and play. His first play this season was a touchdown run of 3 yards. That was really good to see. High snap to a good punt by Laslier. It takes a Mules bounce inside the 25, inside the 20, still going to about the 15-yard line. So there you go. Garrett Laslier on his punt, coming in, doing his job, gets it to the 15-yard line, a 45-yard punt with 2:07 left to play here in this 3rd quarter. And the Mules right now with a 13-point lead with just over 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. So the Mules are doing their job right now. They may mark it at the 16. Nope, they're going to say 15. The nose of the football. Now that's going to be the 16-yard line. So now 1st and 10 for the Kennett Indians as they come out. There's a pass. Oh, what a hit by the Mules. Chris Matlock put a hit on Jordan Jarrett the moment the ball went in his hands. What a hit by Matlock. That was a huge stop by the Mules. 2nd down and 10.
I think that Kennett player will remember that one tomorrow morning when he wakes up.
He will remember that play. A lot of great guesses coming in on our Mules trivia for the 2nd half, presented by Air Solutions. We'll read you that question in just a moment. As Tanner Pierce now brings his line up, 2nd down and 10. Now puts a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to the big man through, and he's going to get quite a bit of yards out to about the 20-yard line. So a good gain by Hayden Higgins. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5, all the way out to the 20-yard line. So 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Kennett Indians. So now for the Mules, very blustery night. St. Clair right now leading Cape 26-13. That game is in the 3rd quarter of play. Try to get you an update on the Segman Foxball game. Segman was up by 7 points. There's a quick pass. The ball is incomplete. Mules defense here this 2nd half as Logan Davis picks it up and he runs it in. It's a touchdown. I got to see a replay on that one. Whoa. I'm assuming it's a fumble, and Logan Davis picked it up.
I think it might have been a backward pass that was dropped, and the referee never blew the whistle, and yeah, the guys took off with it.
Logan Davis, and there's a lot of confusion right now, but the Mules are going to score a touchdown. They're going to give it to him. What a bizarre play. And the Mules have just scored again. The scoreboard went out. That's how exciting it was. That's how exciting it was.
I'm not sure what's going on, Frankie, but yeah, that was I knew they didn't blow the whistle, and our guy picked the ball up and started running with it, and I feel like they ruled it a fumble because it was not a forward pass.
I believe you are correct, and that's going to be for number 28, Logan Davis. And the extra point is up, and it is good. And the Mules now lead it 34-15 with 1:01 left. We're going to come right back. Don't go anywhere. We've got a big score update on the Fox Seckman game when we come back. You're listening to Mules football on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Christian Automotive and Tire. Quality name brand tires that you know and trust. They also have ASE certified mechanics that have the training, tools, and knowledge to fix your vehicle right the first time. Business 67 South in Poplar Bluff.
Some things have changed since 1952. We changed our name, expanded our territory, and added branches in the communities we serve. But the most important thing remains the same. We treat our members like family. Experience the credit union difference. Ozark Federal Credit Union. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA.
So there you have it. The Mules on a turnover by the Indians, and 35-15. It was so exciting, our scoreboard went black for a moment.
Yes, and I will tell everyone that I believe we're in the works to get a new scoreboard, hopefully for next year.
Nice.
This has been a good one, but it kind of has a mind of its own at times, for sure.
So 35-15 is the score right now. New Madrid leading 40-0. What a kick by Chandler Beaton. Man, we're going to miss him. Jarrett Jordan picks it up at the 5, and he doesn't get much on the return.
That's no kidding, Frankie. It's nice to have a good kicker, a high school team. Nowadays, you need to have that, but it really separates a mediocre team from a good team if you have a really good kicker.
He doesn't get a lot of props like he should. Chandler Beaton. That return, by the way, was a 15-yard return. So we do have an update for you. Fox just scored again. Fox now leads 14-13. That's a big game right there. If the Mules can hang on and Fox can stun Seckman, it could be a brand new district from seeds 2 through 4. First run up the middle for the Kennett Indians will belong to one of their biggest threats. And it's going to be Boatman who gets the run for the Indians. Daniel Boatman gets it out to about the 25-yard line, a gain of 5. And now Tanner Pierce going to hand it off to one of their biggest weapons, one of his longest runs of the game, Jordan Jarrett. And Jarrett gets up to about the 42-yard line. It is a first down on a 17-yard gain. So, 42-yard line. Well, John Scott, I don't know about next week, my friend. We got to get to 50-plus shares here tonight. Do you think we're getting there?
Well, we got to be getting close. How close are we?
Well,
you're not going to give the number?
I'll give you the number. We're at 34. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you.
Well, we got some time.
We got some time. There's no time crunch here. Not yet, anyway. Tanner Pierce get a whistle here. Going to be a delay of game against the Indians. And that'll back him up 5 yards. What are you doing, calling all your friends and saying share the video real fast? They don't count.
No, I'm taking heat. I'm taking heat from somebody because I missed that last trivia question.
Oh, you're taking heat.
Taking a little bit of heat. which is fine.
So now it's going to bring up first down and 15 to go on the 37-yard line. So Pierce back to throw. Mules coming after him. He's able to get outside the pocket. Not going to get much. Logan Height was the first man through. Hunter Jenkins there as well. And also number 72 for the Mules, and that's Logan Goodluck again. So Tanner Pierce. Boy, the Mules offense and defense has really come alive. Going to have an official timeout here.
Looks like maybe the end of the quarter.
Yep,
yeah,
end of the quarter coming up here. So we'll step away for 30 seconds and come right back. Mules lead at 35-15 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so here we go. Start of the fourth quarter. Let's read our trivia question. Coach David Sievers was a Mules assistant coach for nearly 3 decades. How many head coaches did he work under before becoming Poplar Bluff's head coach? 6, 7, 8, or 9? Make sure and submit your answer right now on our social media page as well as on YouTube. And you'll have a chance to pick up a Back to Blue shirt. Also, a gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Frankie, I'll tell you who was giving me heat was my good friend Brian Taylor.
Brian Taylor.
If anyone has a question about Poplar Bluff High School or athletics over the last 30 years or so, Brian would be the guy to ask. So he gave me a hard time because he had told me about the punter not that long ago, and I forgot.
Ooh. Tanner Pierce is back to throw on second down. Got a man over the middle. Nearly picked off by the Mules. It was intended for the Indians, and that is number 13, Brooks Niggett. He was wide open and could not come down with it. It was tipped. Mules had a shot at it. Going to bring up third down and 15. So Lori Jones, by the way, picked up our first trivia question winner. She told us that Darius Sells was the last Mules player to be selected to the first team All-State. John said it was Tony Webb, just for future reference.
Just hold that against me forever, huh? Oh, a little trick play there.
Play there, and Mules were ready for it as Poplar Bluff not letting a whole lot get through that time.
Hunter Jenkins with the stop.
It was a false start against, or illegal shift rather, against the Kennett Indians, but it will be declined, and it's going to bring up a fourth down coming up now. So a fourth down after a 2-yard gain by the Indians, and this Mules defense, they have come to play in this second half. They have allowed no points since midway through the second quarter. Pierce again, nobody back for the Mules, but it's not going to take a friendly bounce this time. And for Tanner Pierce and the Indians, they do back up the Mules all the way to the 32-yard line. And that's where, make that the 27-yard line rather. And that's where the Mules will take over following a 34-yard kick. So the Mules right now, 11:38 left to go in the ball game. And the Mules right now lead this game. Rhonda Varney saying, go Kennett. Who holds the record for the longest punt? That's a good question. Touchdown Seckman. Seckman now leads at 2013. Thank you, Sean. Doing a great job back in the studios, keeping us up to date on that Seckman Fox ball game. Never thought I'd be a Fox Warrior fan like I am tonight. Cannon Carr fakes him out, gets a pass to the outside. Brummett Brummett gets to about the 35-yard line. Or make that Jacob Ballard, rather. Both of them have that tape down their arms. So Jacob Ballard gets a quick pass.
You know, Frankie, it's a real testament to our coaching staff. I think that something I've watched this year with the team is our strength and conditioning. We see we almost always get better toward the end of the game relative to the other team. We don't ever run out of gas, it seems, even against the really good teams. We're seeing that tonight.
Yes, we are. Mules have done a great job all season staying with teams. But a man in motion, Jared and Young, they're going to hand it off. First man up the middle. Good gain of first choice insurance. Mules first down, but a flag comes in at the end of that play. There's a Kennett Indian player down as well. Amari White got the carry. It's going to be number 75, Ethan Parker, that is down on the turf right now for Kennett. The flag came in at the very end of that play. And now the officials will get together to kind of see who it's on. I haven't seen any indication yet.
I thought it might have been a face masking the way where he threw it, but then I don't know. With 75 getting hurt, I hate to see any kid get hurt in a game.
Waiting for the official.
Looks like he's all right.
Yeah, flag was thrown on the 48-yard line. So now the officials once again going to get up or get together again. So Amari White got it to the 46-yard line. It's going to be against Kennett. So it's going to be against the Indians. So Amari White got an 11-yard run out of it. And that'll be a first down for the Mules. So it's a first choice insurance Mules first down on the 46-yard line. And here we go with 10:43, Mules leading 35-15. Mules faking the handoff. It's a short pass, still on his feet. Good job by Poplar Bluff. Man, the offense is cruising right now.
First down, Mules, number 14.
It is a first choice insurance Mules first down at Devin Gatewood. And he'll be on the 41-yard line of the Kennett Indians after a 13-yard catch and run.
That was one of those second effort, third effort, fourth effort deals.
Yes, it is. It took everything, the Mules offensive line, to get him through. And that's exactly what they did. And now we're going to get a timeout called, this one by the Indians. It is their second one of the half with 10:09 to go here in the second half, or I should say fourth quarter. It is a 35-15 ball game. Mules football proudly presented by Los Margaritas, Mayas, and Taco Taco. Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist. Also being brought to you by Briggs & Stratton, the Scott Law Group, LLC, and the Bank of Missouri. And of course, right now, Seckman just scores a touchdown. They lead Fox right now. And New Madrid is running up the score against Sykeston. St. Clair defeats Cape 26-13. That game is already final. By the way, next week the Mules will be at home as we will take on the Hillsboro Hawks. It'll be our regular season finale before we begin districts.
That was a good timeout by Kennett. They're a little gassed. They need to catch their breath and calm down. Mules are cruising right now.
Mules are definitely showing their strengths right now here in this half. There's another handoff. Mules not going to get much, but Devin Gatewood gets his first run of the ball game. So it's going to bring up second down. Not going to get nothing. Didn't get any yards on that play. Second down and 10. So for the Mules, 2nd down and 10 to go. Cannon Carr, shotgun formation. Well, you'll be happy to know, my friend, that I wanted 50 shares. We're about 6 away from making that happen, so you should be happy with that number. Another run up the middle as the clock continues to run. Amari White is not going to get much on the carry. And they're going to say no gain, so still on the 41-yard line. We're hoping that John Scott's able to come back next week at halftime. That's the goal anyway, John.
I'm trying to think. I think I'll be here next week.
You think so?
I tried to plan that far ahead, but I think I'll be here. That's a whole week, man.
That is a whole week.
A lot can happen.
A lot could happen. You're right. So now 3rd down and 10 now. Ball on the 41-yard line. Cannon Carr is going to keep it himself, and he'll get a couple of yards, and that's going to bring up 4th down. We might see the punting team come out for the Mules. Cannon Carr didn't get a whole lot there.
He hasn't run the ball much tonight, which, we're okay, and he doesn't need to take the risk of getting injured, but he does really well scrambling and running. Against that Jackson and some of those other games, he really could scramble around and move.
Absolutely.
Very quickly, and I'm sure that'll come in handy as we get into postseason play. But there's no reason for him to get hurt tonight.
Farmington right now, they lead Festus 28-20. That game is late in the 4th quarter as well. Hillsboro, they're going to be 7-1 when they come to Bluff. They beat St. Francis Borgia 50-0. Incomplete as Cannon Carr was. The heat was brought. It was intended for Jacob Baller, and turnover on downs with 7:44 left to go here in the ball game. Kennett will have it down 35-15. So Hillsboro gets a big win tonight. Mules are up by 20. Remember, it was 15-6.
I gotta make an announcement, Frankie. My man Brian Taylor, who's been giving me heat, hot off the presses, he hit a hole-in-one today at the Mules Booster Club golf tournament that was rescheduled till today.
Hit a hole-in-one.
He says he did, at least.
You want to see proof, right?
That's right.
So now Tanner Pierce, congratulations on that hole-in-one, my friend. Going to get a whistle here right before the ball was snapped. Believe it's going to be backed up 5 yards. Kennett, believe they moved.
We had a pretty clean game. Not a lot of penalties until the last quarter. The last few minutes, it's been a little bit sloppy. Everybody's getting tired, but overall, I think the game's been pretty well played by both teams.
Have you hit a hole-in-one before?
Maybe on some putt-putt miniature golf once. I'm not a golfer. I've played golf, but I'm not a golfer.
You know how many times I've golfed in my life?
Probably about one less.
I've never swung a golf club in my life.
It's a frustrating thing. I understand why people like it, but my rule is I don't want to do anything that a young child can beat me at, and golf would be the one, and skiing, things like that, where you crash and burn on a mountain somewhere and some little kid flies by you. I don't like that. Or you go on a golf course and a 12-year-old beats you, and I don't like that either.
Jordan Jarrett with the run to the 39-yard line. A flag is down, and it looks like it's going to be against the Mules. It is. So we're going to add some yards to that.
I would have to say we got a little time, Frankie. I'm not going to name people because I would forget someone, but the people, 7, 8, 9 years ago who made this possible to have this stadium with the, funding increase that we got, shout out to those people. You know who you are.
There's a quick pass to the outside, and it's going to be to the 40-yard line. Brooks Niggett to the 40.
It was not an easy thing, and there were a lot of people who were really not sold on the idea. And it's taken several years, but I think people realize and see the benefit to having a nice new stadium.
Absolutely. So now It'll be on the 40-yard line as the Mules now.
Got to give a shout out to my man Keith LeGrand, Jackson, Mississippi this evening with his wonderful fiance Kim. Good, solid guy, bluff guy. Tuning in. I know he tunes in fairly often.
So a -1 on the carry there. 3rd down and about 5. Getting closer now, 7:14 to go here in this ball game. And now Pierce, there's a handoff to Jordan Jarrett trying to get outside, and the Mules are not going to let him. Another big play from who else? Hunter Jenkins. Jenkins, he has been all over the football field here tonight defensively for the Mules, and that's going to bring up another 4th down coming up.
I'll give a shout out to Emily Thurman and her husband Brian. Emily's a Poplar Bluff girl and Brian is a Twin Rivers guy in there at Twin Rivers now. I won't hold that against them, but they tune in and they're usually, I think, cheering for the Mules whenever we're not playing Twin Rivers.
Jordan Jarrett gets the handoff, and the Mules are just going to wrap him up, and he's not going to have a 1st down. It'll be a turnover on downs. Mules defensive line is really stepping up. Logan Height takes him down, and it'll be a turnover on down. So Fox ran out of time. They had it on the Seckman 2-yard line, could not score. Seckman wins 20-13. That pretty much secures, I would think, Seckman a number 2 seed in the upcoming district. All that means is now the Mules are guaranteed with a win here tonight. The Mules should be guaranteed 1 home game in the districts, but you never know if Cape Central, they're in the cellar right now. If they can go to Seckman and beat Seckman, we may have a 2nd home game. Mules, Cannon Carr with a nice pass to Amari White. Touchdown Mules! And that's Atari Amos. Not Amari White, Atari Amos with a catch and run, and the Mules 1 play, 60 yards for the touchdown.
He caught that perfect stride. It was a perfect pass, perfect catch, and once he gets a step on the defense, he's gone. Nobody's going to catch him.
6 minutes and 9 seconds left. It is now 41-15. Kennett beat us last year 41-19. We have returned the favor. There's the booms coming in. There's the extra point attempt presented by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers. It is no good, and the Mules lead it now 41-15 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Do you feel that rush of adrenaline? That's the feeling of over 100 years of Poplar Bluff football excellence. Let's make some history.
And touchdown! Mules lead it now 41-15. Mules at one point in this ball game trailed 15-6, and ever since then, the Mules have came alive, scoring 35 unanswered points against Kennett to lead 41-15. What a performance by the offense, but what a great job by the defense here, especially in this second half.
Absolutely, Frankie. The offense has played very well, but I really think the difference in the game has been the defense. The second half, they really came alive, and Kennett couldn't do anything at all the second half, which the offense was able to feed off of.
41-15 is your score. Make sure and share this video feed for us. We're getting closer now to that 50 mark that we needed here by the first of the night. Oh, Kennett stumbling. Got a comment earlier on that said that, Kennett right now looking gassed out there. I would say that comment is correct. they're without several of their key offensive weapons, especially on the offensive line. And that's a big reason as to why we are seeing Kennett a little bit out of sorts here. They're on their way to their second loss on the season. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. Pretty much nothing on the return. Kennett will have it now with 6:04 left in the ball game, trailing 41-15. And we're going to get a whistle timeout called by the Mules. Timeouts here for the Mules are brought to you by Larry Hillis Dodge in Poplar Bluff. 6:04 is left to go in this ball game. And the Mules right now lead it after scoring 35 unanswered. Our trivia question tonight, our second half trivia presented by Air Solutions. Coach David Sievers was a Mules assistant coach for nearly 3 decades. How many head coaches did he work under before becoming Poplar Bluff's head coach? 6, 7, 8, or 9? That is the question. If you know the answer, submit it on Facebook. Also share our video feed, and you'll receive a gift card courtesy of Academy Sports and Outdoors and one of our Back the Blue t-shirts. Mule Sports is proudly presented by First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, and Poplar Bluff Realty and Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, as well as Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, the Ozark Federal Credit Union, and Air Solutions right here in Poplar Bluff. Nice audience here once again joining us on a chilly night. What is the best food to eat on a cold night like tonight? That's the question. That should be big run up the middle. Mules. Good job there by the Mules. Hayden Higgins not going to get a lot, maybe 3 or 4 yards on that play. I'm serious. What food do you enjoy on a cold, windy fall night? We'll start with you, John.
Oh, tonight would be an excellent night for some chili, I think.
Chili.
A nice fall chili. And I'll mention the Mason-Dixon Chili Society cook-off in February. Everybody get ready. We didn't have it last year because of COVID, but this year we're going to go back and do it, benefiting the United Gospel Rescue Mission.
Nice.
It's a fun event.
We'll talk a lot about that coming up. I'll tell you my favorite food on a night like tonight after this run here. Big run again up the middle by Higgins, and Higgins is going to get out across the 30-yard line. He'll get to about the 31-yard line. Big run on second down by Higgins. Gets a 17-yard run, a first down by the Indians. My wife makes some of the best chicken and dumplings.
Oh, yeah?
It takes her hours to make them.
Right on. That's good any time of year.
Homemade chicken soup, Linda says that's her favorite this time of year when it's this cold. I don't know. It's hard to beat my wife's chicken and dumplings.
No, you can't do it.
Yeah, it's hard. Now, if we're talking about ham and beans, I'm out. I'm just saying. Another run up the middle again by Higgins. The Mules have focused so much on Jordan Jarrett here. They're going to give him a breather, and now they're letting Higgins take some of the work. He's getting some good yards on first and second down.
I joke around, Frankie, that I measure every athletic program by the quality of hot dog they sell at the concession stand. And I will say that Poplar Bluff has the best hot dogs. I'm a hot dog connoisseur, a little known fact. And the hot dogs that we have here, as long as they're cooked well, they're really, really good.
It's been a long time since I've had a hot dog from Poplar Bluff. I don't know why. Then the first down run, and once again, good job by the Mules, tripping him up.
One thing about Jackson, you would expect they would have good hot dogs or something, brats or whatever, but they really don't. So they may beat us on the field, but we'll take them in the hot dog.
So Higgins gets a 15-yard pickup. Logan Davis on the tackle. It's a first down for the Indians. Well, that's a great question, David. I'm not even sure if he knows the answer to that one. How many people did Coach Sievers coach in nearly 30 years? It's a great question. I'll have to ask him that after this ball game. Higgins again on his 4th straight carry. Doesn't get nearly as much yardage this time. He will get to about the 44, so he does gain about 4 yards. Higgins has really come alive here on this drive.
Well, yeah, Coach Severs coached all the wrestling he did, and he did track for a while, and he's done so much. There's a lot of people's lives he has impacted in a positive way.
Stacy, I'll have to get you my wife's recipe, Stacy. The way she makes her homemade chicken and dumplings, she hand makes them, takes nearly 3 hours to make, and that's no joke. There's a pass play, incomplete, intended on the far side. Good coverage by the Mules. It was intended for J.T. Williams. So now to bring up 3rd down and 6. So the Mules are on their way to their 6th win of the year, setting up a huge showdown. Sarah Lacey says that Jackson definitely has the worst hot dogs. She would know because she's been to Jackson a lot of times watching old Gavin play.
Yep, you would totally expect it too. They expect a good hot dog, and it doesn't take that much to have a good hot dog. I mean, really. And then my friend Keith LeGrand would know that. He's a food guy. He sells food, commercial food, and he's a connoisseur of the hot dog too. And my friend Jeremy Booker, he texted me a couple times tonight. He's got a hot dog roller in his house.
Wow, that's dedication right there. 4th down and 4. Mules here with 2 minutes to go here in the ball game. The ball is loose, and that'll be a turnover on downs as Pierce just falls on it. And for the Mules, that will do it, and the Mules are going to come away with a victory. They're going to go to 6-2 with 1:59. All that remains in this ball game. So I know the game is about to come to an end, as it is 1st and 10 for the Mules on the 47-yard line. Boy, we've had a great time here tonight. I know that. I've had a blast calling this game. John, thanks for hanging around this half.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, Frankie. I know one thing. I don't know much about broadcasting, but I know when you can spend minutes talking about hot dogs at the end of a game, it's usually a good sign.
It's a great sign. I'll tell you this in just a moment. For those we got a lot of folks still tuning in on social media. They'll like this too. There's a handoff, and not going to get much to Mikhail McFarland. McFarland on the carry as the time now winds down. 2nd down coming up. You know, my wife, she works overnights right now, and I almost want to go home and wake her up. She's off tonight and say, hey, I want some chicken and dumplings. That's how much I'm hungry right now by talking about all this food.
You might have to ask you a little nicer than that.
No, I'm not going to do it. I know better. Listen, I've been married 15 years. I know better. I'm not going to wake her up. That would be a dumb call on my part. 1:25 to play here in the 4th. Mules are going to go to 6-2. There's another run up the middle. It's pink out night here at the ball field, or at the Mules football stadium, and a pink bomb just went off. Everybody's covered in pink dust over here in the student section. That was crazy. So Mikhail McFarland. Clock continues to run under a minute. Gavin watching from Quincy, Illinois. Man, we sure miss Gavin Hayes around here. Absolutely. I saw him last week for the first time in a long time, and he has gotten stronger since going to college. Had I known he was in Cape, I'd have had him on the air by halftime. I didn't know until late in the ball game. Such a good young man as well. Pass is incomplete there. Nice to see Mason West coming out for the first time. As Mason West, now the backup quarterback, it'll be incomplete. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 10 with 31 seconds left to go. All right, so our trivia answer. Coach David Severs was a Mules assistant coach for nearly 3 decades. How many head coaches did he work under before becoming Poplar Bluff's head coach? Was it 6, 7, 8, or 9? And we'll give you the answer right after this play, so hang with us. Oh, Kennett jumps off. I think the Mules moved. They did. Going to be a false start against the Mules. We'll back him up 5 more yards. All right, so the answer is see 8 head coaches. It's kind of a trick question. What coach did he serve under twice?
That was Bruce. I knew that much.
You knew that much.
I knew that much. I knew Bruce was here twice.
The answer is 8, and our winner, we will select Brandon Wilson, has picked up the gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors, as well as a T-shirt from our Back to Blue campaign. Lots of folks chiming in on social media. That answer, by the way, batted down, incomplete. It is incomplete, and that is a turnover on downs for the Mules with 29 seconds, all that remains in this ball game. And the Mules now will turn it over on downs, and that will be enough for Kennett to come out here and run one play, and that'll be it.
You know, Coach Bruce was really a good coach and a good guy, you know. He's a fun guy.
He is.
Coach Bruce.
He still to this day, and I can say this because I see him all the time in the weight room, he still to this day will not talk on air. He just does not like talking on the air, period. He did it one time with me. He said he'll never do it again. Just because he felt like he stumbled all the time, and he always sent, it's funny because he sent Coach Sievers to do all the interviews with me, and now Coach Sievers sends Coach Patillo to do all the interviews with me. It kind of rolls downhill all the time.
It does.
So this game is going to come to an end. The Mules are 6-2. Congratulations. One more time on social media. Let's hear those booms come in. We're going to need them next week when Hillsboro makes that trip. It'll be the Mules and the Hawks. The Mules are 6-2. Hillsboro 7-1. We'll have our postgame coming up next. We'll talk to players and we'll talk to Coach John David Patillo. That is all coming up as we continue right here on our postgame as the Mules get the win 41-15. You're listening to Mules football on the air. First off, thank you so much, John, for joining us here on the air, and we look forward to having you back with us. I'm hoping next Friday night at halftime, and by then we'll hopefully be up on Hillsboro by quite a bit.
Glad to be here, Frankie. I'll be happy to do it again when I'm available.
And by the way, just so you know, I believe real quick before you go, I'll double check real fast. I think we met our goal.
There we go.
So we got our goal. You're welcome back in the studio, in this booth next week, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you next time.
Yes,
John Scott joining us live. Coach Patillo coming up in 30 seconds on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
And family law. Call 785-4688 or online, scottlawgroupmode.com.
Go Mules! The Bank of Missouri wishes the Mules a fantastic season. Live well, play well, bank well. At 130 years strong, you can count on us to support you through all the seasons of life.
And we are back here live with our post-game report, and the Mules getting a big win tonight against the Kennett Indians, and something that we love to see after every ball game. Assistant coach John David Patillo joining us. I like to see all the players get together, the coaches after a game, no matter who wins, who loses, they all kneel down and pray together. I love seeing that on this football field.
Oh, I do too, and it's You go out and you battle all game long, and you hope that each team has the respect for each other to be able to do that. And we have a lot of respect for them. You know, they really took it to us last year, and they've got a couple great players. And we just knew, it was going to be a dogfight. And we came out in the second half and did a great job, and the defense really did a great job of shutting them down.
You know, the one thing that really jumps out to me before we go into the stats and the statistics, the Mules were down 15-6 at one point. The Mules come out and they dominated, scoring 35 unanswered points when it was 15-6. What did you guys tell your team to get your offense going? So many folks on social media tonight commenting on how well the offense seemed like it really came together when they were down by 9 points.
Well, it did, and, we figured some things out after the first couple of possessions that, they weren't just going to give us anything easy. They've got a couple of really good defensive players that we had to find other ways to attack them, and our kids just responded well, and we were able to do some other things. And that third series, I think, we started running inside on them and loosened things up, and then we were able to throw the ball at them. And I told the guys I felt terrible because that last possession that we got right before half, we're better at our 2-minute offense than what we showed there, and that was my fault. That was play calling. But the kids have responded, and we came out offensively and defensively and played really well in the second half.
One thing about this ball game here tonight, Coach, if you look at some of the numbers, and Cannon Carr tonight, 13 of 24, 308, 4 touchdown passes, 1 interception. But before we go into the offensive part, I thought Hunter Jenkins on defense, he is really stepping up big the last few games. Almost every play, it seemed like he was involved in some capacity, stopping Jordan Jarrett, also stopping J.T. Williams, and then their biggest threat, Hayden Higgins, there in the second half. He was everywhere on the football field. Your thoughts on Hunter Jenkins here tonight?
Yeah, Hunter had a really good game. He really did, and Hunter's always he's a ball hawk. I mean, he just gets after people, and he runs a lot of people down, and that's why he was third team All-State last year.
That's right.
He's got a motor. He's always wanting the ball. He's always wanting to go get it, and it's good to see his aggressiveness, and we needed that. And now you're starting to see some of our other kids go after the ball like he's doing. And so I thought our team defense was just really exceptional in the second half.
So let's talk about here on the ground. Amari White tonight, 86 yards of offense on 8 carries. Atari Amos, 7 carries, 15 yards. But through the air, Nick Brummett, 91 yards on 4 catches. What about that pass by Cannon Carr to Darius Graham, 79 yards for the touchdown. And then Atari Amos, right before the game ended, a big pass to him, goes nearly 65 yards, and a big touchdown there. It seemed like the offense here tonight started to click in that second half, and that may pose a big threat to Hillsboro coming up next week, who, oh, by the way, they won their ball game 50-0.
Ooh, yeah. And I forgot who they were playing.
St. Francis Borgia.
Okay, Borgia. Well, and next week's going to be completely different because that's a team that's big and physical and really, our defense is going to have to match their physicality. And, we're capable of doing that. There's no doubt. But we've also got to go up there and do a good job and be able to score. And, the last couple of games, people have really tried to take away the run. They, at one point, Kennett loaded the box and try to make it tough on us, and that's why we were able to convert some big pass plays. And when they're going to take our inside game away, then our outside game's going to open up. And we were fortunate tonight. I thought we dropped a few balls early that we should have caught that would have probably changed the first half, and then but we turned around and. We executed in all phases in the second half, and that was what was really good to see.
Third down conversions overnight, overall 5 out of 11. Were you happy with that number?
No, it needs to be better. There's no doubt. But like I said, the first half we were a little clunky at times, but we cleaned things up and played a lot better in that second half.
So what will you guys do between now and next week to prepare for Hillsboro, who's coming in 7-1, another big game? And, oh, by the way, literally with about 3 or 4 seconds left in the ball game, Fox ended the ball game at Seckman on their 2-yard line, could not punch it in to win the ball game. They lose by 7, so that pretty much wraps it up for Seckman as a 2 seed for the district. What will you guys do to get ready for Hillsboro and then host a playoff game in 2 weeks from now?
Heal mainly. Go back and heal. Practices, this last week we shortened practice up a little bit. Next week we'll shorten it up and physically we'll take some of the physical part out of it and really go into a mental mode where we get the guys out on the field, a lot of walkthroughs, a lot of talking about our opponents, and get ready for Hillsboro, and then turn around and get ready for that playoff game. Well, and we're excited about it. We want to get back and win those 2 games, and head back to Jackson and have a chance at them.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you so much for coming up today. Go Heel, and we look forward to seeing you guys next Friday as your team takes on the Hawks out of Hillsboro. Should be a good ball game.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We get to travel up there, and that's always a 2-hour drive is not a big deal, but still yet travel. But end of the year, it's exciting. This is always a great time of the year, and we had great weather tonight after we got the rain out of the way, and it's football weather. It's football time.
That's right. Coach, thank you so much for the time. We look forward to seeing you guys next week right here at home for one more ball game.
All right, man. Tell Kathy I said hi.
Yeah, she's been great all night. Every time you guys scored, she was giving the offensive line all the kudos in the world, Coach.
I'll let them know.
There you go.
All
Coach
right,
Patillo joining us live here on the air. As always, our post-game report, and we love having him on each and every week as the Mules get it done tonight. They go on to win 41-15, scoring 35 unanswered. The Mules running 47 plays of offense, 405 yards of total offense, averaging just over 8 yards a play. Once again, the Mules 5 out of 11 on third down conversions, 1 of 4 on fourth down conversions. Cannon Carr, 13 of 24, 308, 4 touchdowns, the 1 interception. Amari White, 8 carries, 86 yards, averaging over 10 yards a carry. Atari Amos, 7 carries for 15 yards. And then looking through the air, Nick Brummett, 4 catches for 91 yards. Darius Graham, the 1 catch, 79 yards. What a great catch he made, too. Atari Amos has 2 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown. Jacob Ballard, 5 catches, 54 yards. He also had a touchdown as well. Cannon Carr on the year now. He's got 16 touchdowns to 6 interceptions altogether. The Mules had 14 first downs. Meanwhile, Kennett with 19. And the third down conversions, 5-11 and 1 of 4 on fourth down conversion. So Hillsboro gets a big win tonight. They are now 7-1. The Mules are 6-2. And then Seckman, of course, they defeat Fox literally at the buzzer as Fox could not punch it in from 2 yards away. They go on to win as well. So pretty much locking up a 2 seed in the districts unless something really funky happens next week. Mules still got to get a win against Hillsboro if they want to have any shot whatsoever of getting a 2 seed in the upcoming district. One more time, our Mules sponsors real fast. They include First Midwest Bank, also being brought to you by Kevin's Auto Repair, Poplar Bluff Realty and Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, the Ozark Federal Credit Union, Air Solutions, First Choice Insurance, also being brought to you by Los Margaritas, Mayas, and Taco Taco, Christian Auto and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, also being brought to you by Larry Hillis Dodge, Briggs & Stratton, the Bank of Missouri, and the Scott Law Group, LLC. Let's thank some other fine folks here making all of this possible. Want to say thank you again to John Scott for stopping by at halftime. He had such a great time, he decided to stick around with us for the second half. He told me after he got off the air that this is addictive, he said. So like having him on, we appreciate him as always. And then, of course, we want to say thank you again to our chief engineer, Charlie Lampe. Without him, none of this is possible. Our sales manager, Tereska Stockton, our general manager, John Rice. Also a big shout out to Sean Manning, who is back in our studios here tonight, making sure that everything is going over the radio just fine and always doing a great job getting us all the updates on Seckman and the Fox game. Appreciate him. Tim Hicks did a phenomenal job on the camera yet again tonight. I'm Frankie Castile. We're saying so long. Thanks again for watching. Share the video feed and come back next Friday as the Mules take on the Hillsboro Hawks. It is our regular season finale right here at at home, it'll be senior night. We'll be honoring all of our seniors on the football team. I believe we're going to be honoring our seniors on the band as well. We'll have a special start time with it being senior night. Probably going to get going around 6:30 or so. We'll let you know later on in the week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather. We'll see you back here next week right here in Poplar Bluff for more Poplar Bluff football. You've been listening to Mules Football on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Have a great night. We'll see you back here next